told you I'll be back. Had to grab some wings. Didn't eat all day. What's up, Hyrule? What's up, Tavon? What's up, PJ? Saturday evening. How everybody been? Yeah, this will be like a 2 hour. I'll try to go for. Is it my volume is too low? Let me make sure. Hold up. Let me make sure that my So I want to make sure the right. Okay, the right mic is on. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? How about now? Can you hear me? All right, cool. What's up, Akko? What's going on? Landon. What's up, bro? What is going on? So you can hear me? All right, cool, cool. All right, 1 second. I'll be right back. I'll be right back. Yo, what's up? What's going on? All right, cool, cool. I woke up really, really. I want to say I want to say I woke up real late. It was later than when I normally wake up. God, like I ain't go to bed until like late. After I got off with you guys, my dad had went to a wedding yesterday. Went to my cousin's wedding yesterday, so he came back to the house like around like 11 o'clock, and once he came back, after I got off the stream, I wanted to go into his room, and then me and him was just talking for hours. Yeah, we was just talking for hours, talking about Venus and Ryan comics, my comic books and stuff like that. And before I looked up, it was like three. It was like 3 a.m. He said I prefer Tachi's DLC than a sequel for Stellar Blade right now. What's up, Luciano? So, what games you guys are currently playing right now? Because I ain't playing anything right now. Oh, what's up, Game Dot Film? What's going on? No, I haven't finished it, Landon. I haven't finished it. I haven't finished it at all. I've been, like I said, I've been just working on my comic and stuff. I just play. I play games for like. Sometimes I would turn a video game on, and to play for 20 minutes, and then like I don't feel like playing. I'll just turn it back off and then go right back to what I'm doing with the comic. Oh, that's good. I still have my Octopath Traveler first game. Still in the plastic. I bought it launch day. Still haven't opened it. It's still on Speedstorm grind. Tough one nowadays. Oh, X-Men Legends 2. My brothers Keel Lantern and DX Strike. They got X-Men Legends 1 and 2 on the Xbox. Retro grind. Okay. So like everybody is playing the older games. Finishing Trails of Trails to Azure before starting Trails of Revere. All the Trails of Ghost Steels I've already played. Okay, cool. It's gonna be a while before I even get to that. I still want to play Naraka Brandy. I still want to play Naraka Blade Point. I just haven't gotten into just downloading it. I want to try Fall Guys. Still haven't gotten to try that. Wanderlust Gaming. Hey Mugen, kind of new to the channel. My buddy recommended you a while back. Anyway, why do you call yourself Mugen Lord? That's a good question. I guess we can get into it. Sorry about them eating dinner. That's a good question. 1 second. Give me a second. All right. The reason why I'm called Mugen Lord is because this channel used to focus on Mugen. What is Mugen? Mugen is a software engine that allow you to create your own 2D shooters, 2D fighters, or whatever you want to do with it. Beat 'em ups and things of sorts like that you can do with Mugen. There's a lot of things you can do with it. But more specifically, you're able to customize and create your own games. You can make your own characters. You can make your own screen packs. A screen pack is like your character select screen, your option menus and stuff like that. You can even create that. And I pretty much started doing that. Now, it wasn't my first YouTube channel. I had a comedy channel back in the day. Now, remember, I'm an older YouTuber. I was around since, 2006? I've been around for a very long time. But, I took a hiatus and disappeared for a bit and then came back. But, I was around since the golden era of YouTube, the very beginning of YouTube. So, yeah, Mugen Lord became my second channel. And it was my highest viewed channel at the time. Mugen was it was getting really popular. I think Mugen was booming much more then than it is now. Like, I don't really see people talking much about it, even with social media. You don't really see much people talking about it. But back then, Mugen was the shit. And my friend from college, because this is when I was in college, my friend Star Science, he came to my room and I would say he introduced me to the software because I already knew it exists because I tried Mugen back when I was in 5th grade when it was Mugen DOS for DOS. But yeah, he the one who, I guess you say, reintroduced it to me, and he was the one that made me really pull the trigger into trying it. And since you asked me this question, it's obviously you don't really know much about me as far as what I like to do as far as creativity. I'm a person that loves to exercise my creative muscles. I love to create stuff. That's all I love to do. I came from the RPG maker community before I was part of the Mugen community. I grew up playing JRPGs and everything, and my dream was to play to start a game studio of my own. That's always been my dream as a kid, and it's still my dream to this day. And I'll get into that much later. But yes, it was RPG Maker at first because I was able to create my own RPG stories. But when Mugen happened, like, man, I can create my own fighting games. So I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. So I'll be able to create my own fighting games and add story to it. My own stories with crossovers and stuff like that. And dream matches. So that pretty much had gotten me, some viewerships and stuff like that. But what blew my channel up was the drama that came with Mugen and stuff like that. Now, guys, I'm going to answer everybody's questions and stuff. But yeah, I'm gonna finish up. I'm still answering Wanderlust. So it's gonna be a bit because I have to go through this show to give you an update, or for those who are new and just want to know where I came from. And what happened was Mugen. You know how every community always have like these set of rules, or this is the early years of like Discord mods, you know, because back then you didn't have Discord, you didn't have those type of like servers and stuff, so you had forums that you go to. So Mugen had a lot of forums, and it was this one forum called Mugen Infantry. Like these dudes were like bullies, like Mugen bullies. They policed the Mugen community. They would go to a YouTube video. If you went to if they go to a YouTube video, right, and they had this rule is that you're not allowed to make videos with Mugen characters without the permission of the author who coded the characters. Now, when I say characters, I'm not talking about original characters that they made. No, we talking about niggas is making like characters. It's taking characters like Ryu, you know, Soul Bad Guy, characters that's already from the industry and stuff, and they just make their own versions of that character. So what happened was they would go to people's YouTube videos and tell them to take it down because they would ask you, did you get permission from the authors? And this is also during a time during Mugen where sometimes an author would make a character and just disappear. Don't even exist no more. So how can you get permission to do that if the author is no longer around? You know what I'm saying? And then their links are still up for you to download them. Like, you get what I'm saying? So I didn't give a fuck about their rule. Man, who are these people? You know what I'm saying? Policing the community and stuff like that. So people were scared of them because Mugen Infantry was like one of the bigger forums where you get all your Mugen like resources, like characters, stages, screen packs and stuff like that. So if you got cut off from them, then you really couldn't update your Mugen. You really couldn't do nothing because they were like the bigger ones. Then you have Infinity Mugen. They were like the second biggest or whatever like that. But it was Mugen Infantry was the place. So what I did was I had made a fight match, a dream match between Mega Man Battle Network, Mega Man EXE from Battle Network versus Cosmos from Xeno Saga. I had posted that matchup and I put a download link so you can be able to download the characters for your Mugen. And they came to my channel and asked me did I have permission to even do that. I said no. I don't know. I had no permission. Like this for everybody to be able to enjoy Mugen like you know and stuff and be able to put them in their own roster and stuff like that. So what they did was I started arguing with the moderators who came to my YouTube channel and everything, and essentially what happened was they flagged my channel. They flagged my channel and said that the link that I posted had child pornography in it. So YouTube took my channel from me. I had to actually argue with YouTube and everything because they suspended they suspended my channel or whatever they did at the time. They did to my channel and they false flagged my channel and stuff. And I had to argue with YouTube about it. Say, yo, you can check the links yourself, like whatever. You know what I'm saying? This ain't no damn child pornography and stuff like that. So these dudes are false flagging. There's no proof or no claims and stuff. It's just characters that you can download that's in this video right here. Yeah, so after that happened, YouTube reinstated my channel. I got my Mugen Lord channel back. And I went to war with the Mugen Infantry. Now let me tell you something about publicity. Any form of publicity can be like depending on what it is, can actually skyrocket your channel. Now at the time I had 800 subscribers. I had 600 subscribers. I had 600 subscribers. So then what I did was I did a video showing my face because I did a face reveal at the same time. Revealed my face and everything, and I called out Mugen Infantry. I said I don't give a fuck about y'all rules, y'all laws. I don't give a shit. Like everybody else is scared of y'all up like that, but I'm not. And I'm going to continue to upload the videos and the characters that I want to upload on my channel or whatever like that. It means shit y'all can do about it. So, I end up gaining a big, huge support because there was a lot of people who were afraid of Mugen Infantry. But I became the face of like a rebellion or whatever like that. So, everybody seen me or whatever and they all agreed with me because everybody was afraid of them. And I didn't ask for this. So, like that, I'm minding my own fucking business. You get what I'm saying? So, after that, next thing you know, I went from 600 subscribers to 1,200 subscribers overnight. I went from 600 to 1,200 overnight. So then what happened was, what Mugen Infantry did was, they took my video of me responding to them. They took my video, and these dudes, they were dumbasses. They took my video, and they put it on the forum. They called themselves roasting me. They took my video, they put it on the forum, and all it did was give me free publicity. Because we kind of found out that a lot of people in the video, in that forum, felt the way I did. A lot of them felt the way that I did. So everybody started rallying and started coming to my channel. These dudes were fucking promoting me. So every time I posted something, because now I face reveal. Now every video I do, you see my face. So what they would do is they would take my videos, and then they would mute the sound, and then they would add their own dubbing to it. They would call it Gangster Mugen. Hey, this is Mugen Lord. I'm a gangster and all this other type of stuff. And then they would put it on their channel, or they would put it on the forum. And when they put it on there, more people was coming to my channel, subscribing to me. They were advertising me. They called themselves trying to hurt me. This is during the time my baby mom, she was my girlfriend at the time. They was on their car. Because you remember on the old YouTube channel, you was able to customize your profile, put your own profile background. I miss those days. They remind me of MySpace. You was able to do all those type of things. So my girlfriend, on her YouTube channel, because she was a singing YouTuber. She used to do a lot of singing, do like a lot of covers. And my baby mom, she had a picture of her in the background. They took her picture and they put it in Mugen inventory, put a black eye, and they put like a caption on it, and it says, "This is what Mugen Lord does to his bitches." And then they started calling my baby mom, or she was my girlfriend at the time. They was calling her nigger lovers. It was calling all kinds of shit off like that. So it was like it was getting really racist, and everything. And it didn't bother. I wasn't even upset at that shit. You know what I'm saying? I was like, because no matter all the stuff that they're doing is bringing publicity to me. So I didn't let it bother me. But they started going after my girlfriend and stuff like that. And that's when that started irking me. I'm like, yo, if you got a problem, if you have beef with me, leave the beef with me. Because first they was like, you some virgin and all this other type of stuff. Once they found out I had a girlfriend and my girlfriend was bad as shit, it was nothing they can do. They couldn't throw no insults because y'all motherfuckers are virgins and shit like that. Not me. You know what I'm saying? And my girlfriend bad as shit. So that's what started pissing them off. And then of course she was white. She's a white girl. She's a white woman on top of that. So that pissed them off even more. So them doing that, it just blew up. So what happened was, I went from 1,200 to 2,800 subscribers, like within a week or whatever. So I wonder if we're guilty or still. Yeah. So what's up, everybody? But so yeah, so that's what happened with that. So then my father decided to jump in and say, son, like, because I wanted to do a Mugen show, like where I highlight some of the new creations that's out there. I review Mugen projects and stuff like that. Now I'm thinking really small. My dad comes on board and says, son, like, I want to hop in on this. I want to help with this. Like, I have an idea. Now let me tell you something, guys. When it comes to, like, I would say regret, or I would say I took what I had for granted, because right now I probably would have been at 1 million subscribers, because as a YouTuber back then, for me, every video I dropped was a success. I'm getting like 10K views and stuff like that, and on top of that, I was before my time. It was nobody in the genre that I was in that was doing what I was doing. I was the first like Mugen YouTuber that started doing the green screen and had a Mugen TV show. And my Mugen TV show was bringing thousands and thousands and thousands of views and stuff. And I really took that for granted. I didn't know what I had at that moment or whatever like that. But yeah, my dad said, no, son, I want to try out this technology. It's called green screen. And this is during a time where, like I said, no one was doing green screen. No one was doing green screen at this time. Only but like little small, some comedy channels probably here or there. But this was during the earlier YouTube when people wasn't doing shit like that. So I was doing green screen, and in my space, I dominated that space, that genre that I was doing. And I had got really, really big. But how I fell off at this point was because I got so, and that's why I keep telling you guys, as men, and the young men, man, do not allow a woman to distract you from what you have. You know what I'm saying? Especially at the end of the day, when you got nothing to show for it. At the end of the day, when you end up breaking up with them or things don't work out, then I mean you wasted all that fucking time. You invested all that energy. You invested all your resources, and then the shit doesn't work out. And then what you did was you want to prove to her that you're a good boyfriend. So you throw everything to the side for her, and then she doesn't even respect you because you gave up everything for her. And then she has no respect for you because you was willing to give up everything for her. You know what I'm saying? You see how backwards that shit is? So, yeah, I got so wrapped up with my baby mom at the time and stuff, and going through so much with her, I kind of like faded off from faded off into obscurity. I mean, when I say faded off, I mean I had disappeared for almost like a year and a half to 2 years, or whatever, without really like uploading anything at all. And you know, my audience kind of died out and moved on and shit. So by the time my daughter was born and me and my baby mom didn't work out, we separated and stuff, and then I took custody of my daughter and everything. Um, my parents encouraged me to go back to college, get my degree, you know, get my education, and say, yo, you know, do it for yourself and do it for your daughter. So once I went back to college, back in like 2011, I believe it was, 2010 or 2011, and this was during like the golden, this is golden Mugen era right here, golden Mugen era. And when I came back, I started my Mugen channel, and I had to really start. I really had to start over again. Like I had all these subscribers, but I had no view count, and I had no viewers. And then people started accusing me of getting bots as subscribers, and that wasn't the case. It was the fact is that I disappeared. So I was left with all these subscribers, but none of them were active viewers at this point, or whatever. So it was really, really rough, man. And by the time I returned back to YouTube, YouTube was a different landscape. YouTube changed. We just started getting in. We wasn't getting into the algorithm territory yet. We wasn't getting into the algorithm part yet, but we was getting close enough to it. And YouTube became a different landscape. It became over flooded, and I didn't have the same impact anymore. So I had lost so much traction. I could have been a lot farther. I would have had a YouTube plaque by now, if I would have just continued that path or whatever like that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's pretty much my story. And then what happened was eventually I started realizing that, yo, like I can't stick to one genre, which is Mugen, because you know, as you get older, your taste change, or not even just get older, your taste just change, you know. And I didn't want to be stuck in this bubble of Mugen. I'm a gamer. I love gaming and stuff like that. So I wanted to try something. I wanted to expand my channel on gaming while keeping Mugen still there. So I had some Mugen videos sprinkled in there, but I did a lot. I started covering a lot of gaming news and talk about games and stuff like that. And before you know it, this is where I am now. You know what I'm saying? Like 37 years old. My daughter's now 15, a teenager and stuff. And my channel had blown up. You know, now like my channel is starting to gain so much traction. Something that I haven't experienced in a very long time. And everything. But yeah, now I don't do Mugen at all. I kind of like retired from it. I don't even cover it. I don't even play Mugen. I don't do none of that now. I just do gaming stuff. Would you consider reviving your Mugen series, The Bad Joke? I want to. I'm thinking about it. What's up, Shadow? What's up, Michael Wells? What's up, Baka? I already said Shadow. Let me see. I said Tavon already. I just want to make sure I got everybody. But thanks for the question, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, I definitely appreciate it. What's up, Kovork? What's up, Jalen Pipes? Yeah, so yeah, thanks, Wanderlust, for asking me that question. I always love talking about that. What's up, Rocky? What's up, Abstract? Oh yeah, Eichmann is way better. Actually, Eichmann was the thing that brought me back to Mugen for a bit, because they had the online feature and stuff. What's up, Karisu? What's up, Zero? What's up? What's going on? The squad is here. The usual suspects are here. Yeah, like the usual suspects are here, man. I appreciate that. But yeah, Landon. I don't know. I probably will do the Bad Joke again, remake it and stuff. For that Mugen story where Batman and Ryu join forces to save Chun-Li and was it Chun-Li and Batgirl? I think it was. It was so long ago. It was so long ago. Like, and the thing that got me popular in Mugen was my Mugen tutorials. Actually, my Mugen tutorials. I still get subscribers based on my Mugen tutorials. People still comment on my old ass Mugen tutorials, yo. People still comment on those. So those are still effective and everything. So I appreciate that. Let me see. Yeah, my tutorials. I was teaching my subscribers how to you know, with the tutorials on how to create Mugen portraits for characters and stuff like that. I guess we can. We'll look at. I'll show you some. I'll show you. I guess I can show you my roster. One of my favorite rosters. I still believe in my favorite roster of all time. In Mugen. I guess we can go through. We can go here with this.
Want to become an amazing content creator? You should use motion arrays, templates, motion graphics, presets, plugins, music.
What's up, Demon? Yeah, this is one of my favorite screen packs. The Warzone screen pack. This was pretty cool. And I made all these portraits, dude. This project took me an entire week to make all those portraits for all those characters in that fucking roster. What's up, Ryu? Like, I spent all day getting these damn portraits, and then I open up Fighter Pack. I mean, that shit was hard work for a big ass roster right there. Well, yeah, this is one of my favorite rosters that I did. And then my screen pack. And this would piss me off. My laptop had crashed. I had a virus and it crashed, and I lost all this data, and I just gave up after that because I didn't want to redo it again. This was my first screen pack I was working on. Like, I was actually because I was going to try to do an eventual Mugen, like a legit Mugen project with my own characters, you know, make my own characters, and I was going to do a screen pack and everything. So I wanted to learn how to do screen packs. And it was this one Mugen content creator named Dark Cypher Lucius. I really thank him because he's the one that really taught me the basics of this stuff. Yeah, taught me the basics of that. Yeah, man. But yeah, I was showing off my you know, my screen pack. Oh, this ain't even the one. Wait, hold on. This is no, this is not the one. This is the steps to 60%. Let me find the other one, because I put a lot of work in the other one. Where was it? The 70%. Here we go. This is what I did. Like, I ended up changing it. I started over again, and I added an actual visual television. And this thing was a pain in the ass, because what I had to do is, hey, what the hell is this? Hey, hold up, guys. Well, anyway, this television screen is like a page flicker. It's hundreds and hundreds of images. This was like over 600 images that I had to compile. That it has to compile in order to make it motion. 600, yep, 600 pictures, and it took me. I had to convert all that shit. It took me 3 days to convert all that shit. Yes, it was. Wait, what's up, Talco? What's up, Jaded Warlock? Yeah, this shit took me back in time. It took me back in fucking time. Oh, that's why. What the fuck? How did that happen? Hold up, guys. What the hell? There we go. I was wondering what the hell's going on. There we go. Yeah, and there's the character select screen that I made. I had to do all those portraits, and I wasn't even done. I just did the icons after that. And I added the soundtrack from Trap Gunner, the PS1 game. Yup. And I lost all of it. I had a virus on my laptop and lost everything. Had no backup. Well, I didn't get a chance to back it up. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to do a little bit more, and then I'm going to back it up. And that's when I had that fucking virus. Yup. Yeah, well, when it came to making my roster, see, I don't like, for one, how I'll pick my characters. I pick my characters based on CVS2. I like my characters to fight like I like my characters with the Capcom versus SNK playstyle. I didn't want my characters to have like the Marvel vs. Capcom style where you got the high jumps and stuff like that. I wanted to keep my roster more grounded. And what mattered to me the most too was the sprites. I wanted my sprites to feel to have like a similar type of style or close enough to one another, because one thing that really turns me off about Mugen, about a lot of Mugen projects is because it feels like a Mugen game. It doesn't feel like a commercial game. And what I mean by it feels like it is because you got all these clashing elements that takes it away. Where you got these two different art styles. You got the Guilty Gear art style with Capcom versus SNK art style on one screen, and it just takes me out of the experience. So I try to get characters who are close enough, and then get the POTS styles, or like the CVS2 styles type of gameplay and everything. And that's how I liked it. Yeah, it's the pop styles. What's up, Dirt? Yeah, what's up, One Cast? Oh, what's up, Master Godai? Yeah, so that's what I was going for. I was going for pots, the pot style, and everything. So that's how I really like went about my roster and everything. He said, which is why they're trying to resprite some of the characters that weren't like Morgan, Cammy. Yeah, I heard, Derp. Oh, okay, you got your election results back. Okay. So basically plot styles, and even then, some of the characters would still use sprites from other games. PJ know the deal. So a lot of you guys came from, a lot of the OGs that still here on my channel came from Mugen. Like Dirt, PJ, and a few others who are still here. Like old school, you guys are old school legends, you know? Viewers. Sweet. I still even, man, I still haven't played Street Fighter, like really played Street Fighter 6 like that yet. Didn't win, but I got wishes in the bad partnership endorsements and fundraising. Oh, I understand. One cast. Like the Elect Bite style, KOF Classic, Guilty Gear, Variable Geo. Capcom were pretty lazy about respriting their characters. Yeah, that was the thing that turned me off. Like all the characters, they were lazy. Like SNK received all the sprite work because they needed that. But then Capcom was really lazy. Like they literally took Morgan from that old ass Darkstalkers game and threw her in the roster, and it just clashed. It really clashed with the rest of the beautiful sprite work that the characters had received. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, man. But yeah, man. Like that took me back, man. It took me back. Mugen was something. Oh hell yeah, Jaded. That's the plan. My plan is to have my comic book characters be in the fighting game of their own, and I would love Venus Orion Comics versus Capcom. I would love that, and the thing is, I'm gonna dream big like that. That's how big I'm gonna dream. I'm gonna dream that big. Nothing is ever impossible. Nothing is ever impossible. But I would love to one day have Venus Orion Comics versus Capcom. I think that'd be fucking nuts. I think that'd be fucking crazy. My characters fighting Capcom characters, tag team and everything. My chat box is against me. It's I would die if they still had that old Morgan Sprite and Marvel's Capcom 3. Like how? As you should, man. Go big or go home. Yeah, man. So that's my dream. But most certainly, yeah, I do want my comic book characters to be in fighting games and stuff like that. And once I launch the comic book series, then I'll be able to explain how I would like a fighting game be with my characters and stuff like that too. The rare occurrence was like Street Fighter Alpha. Some would be nice with, cause they was lazy with what was it, when Akuma was in X-Men Children of Adams? They literally just ripped Akuma from Street Fighter 2 and then just threw him in X-Men Children of Adams. And you know, X-Men Children of Adams have beautiful sprite work, and they just took that old ass SNES Akuma and just threw him in there. He said, like, you have the Shotos and Chun-Li with sprites made for CS2. Yeah, man. Oh, yeah. And this is the thing. Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite was a fun game. It just had a shitty roster. It had a shitty, when I say it had a shitty roster and an ugly, like, art style, that's what ruined it. And then, like I said, it was missing the, like, I did a whole video on it. But yeah, it was missing the X-Men characters. It was just nutty. It was all Disney right there. Disney Marvel. They wanted to cash in on their MCU. That's why, like, Marvel vs. Capcom, the state that Marvel is in with Disney, what they should be doing is trying to appease the fans and get the fans to rally behind them and allow Capcom to be able to create the game that fans actually want for a potential Marvel vs. Capcom reboot. You get what I'm saying? Because Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite was nothing more than an advertisement project to advertise the MCU. It was not about the fans at all. They didn't give a shit. Because those characters, I like Gamora. I love her character design. And I love that version of Gamora because that's in the comics and stuff. I wouldn't mind her being added. They should have added. She still should have been a member of the roster, but you should have had more legacy characters in there mixed in with some new MVCI characters thrown in there. You know what I'm saying? They did none of that. It was more so about how can we push certain characters that we want to push in order to sell our movies or sell our upcoming movies that's in the MCU. And that was the wrong way to approach MCI. And you, if you've been around long enough, man, you understand how hype I was when I made a video about it, talking about when they first did that reveal of MVCI, man. I was hyped. I was hyped, man. And then once we started seeing gameplay, I started getting quiet and shit. Like, okay, I'm getting kind of nervous or whatever like that. But then when they started showing off the roster, and I said, yo, this is a lazy ass roster. It was a lazy roster. All they did was take certain characters from MVC3 and just slap them on there, and they put the characters that most people didn't care about or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So that kind of really sucked. It's like they took the MVC C3 characters and just pulled and took the comic book filter off of them, and then retooled them for the game. It looked like a mobile game. That's what it felt like. Yo, what's up? What's up, Witch Slag Lord? Yeah, that's what it felt like. It was like such a disappointment, but the game was fun as fuck. The game was fun, but that roster was shitty. Yeah, it looked like a mobile game. The only thing the problem I had with MVC3, I don't I don't have a problem with comic book like artwork or art style for games. I got tired. That was the era where we kept using these highly saturated colors and these hard outlines on the characters. For me, after a while, it started ruining the games for me because they did it because Marvel vs. Capcom, not Marvel vs. Street Fighter 4 brought in the oil paint visuals and stuff, and that was unique for what that was. Then all of a sudden you started getting all these other companies started just doing that art style. But then when Marvel vs. Capcom 3 came out, I was excited for it. After a while, I got tired of that fucking art style. The character, like the saturation of the screen, of the levels, the textures is oversaturated and everything. And they going with the whole airbrush smudge and stuff like that. They started overdoing it. And then they did it. Then they doubled down on it with Tekken, with Street Fighter Cross Tekken. They kept that style. I got tired of that shit. One of the characters earlier joined Black Panther. He said horror outlines is my soul. At the same time, Capcom did it the lazy way. Yeah, so my team MVCI, I played Gamora and Mega Man X, and then my other team was like Ryu and Winter Soldier. But like I said, man, it wasn't enough characters to really like a pool of characters that were actually like, hey, I want to play these characters. It wasn't too many of them in that game at all. Or I would swap with Chris Redfield every once in a while. Oh, what's up, Mustafa? Oh, we just talking about Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. That's all. Yo, yeah. Oh my God, Ruin is so correct. I still have that game. Tatsunoko vs. Capcom is still that game, and that's what disappointed me. When Marvel vs. Capcom 3 came out, I was more so expecting more of Tatsunoko vs. Capcom, and Marvel vs. Capcom 3 just didn't hit as well as Tatsunoko vs. Capcom did. Actually, I had did a video because back in the day, I want to do this again. I used to do like release parties or gatherings, you know, on my channel, and I used to do it online, and I also used to do it, you know, in my house locally and stuff like that. Where we get together and we play. And here's one of it. I did a gathering for Tatsunoko vs. Capcom. And I invited my baby mom was in it, my brother and his girlfriend, my cousins and their girlfriends, everybody. We all had fun at the house. Hello, and this was like the release. Lord. Welcome. I don't mind this. This is really cheesy. Right. This is years ago.
Tonight we're doing our Tatsunoko.
This is over a decade old now.
Let's get it in.
Yeah, and my dad was the announcer. And we had did like a show. And there's me right there. There's my baby mom. My little brother Strike. My brother Keo. My homie Dante. All that shit. And my brother's girlfriend. Lauren. It was so fun, man. All deep that night.
Just gather together to battle it out to find out who's the best.
We all deep.
Tatsunoko vs. Capcom Mugen Lord all-star party.
It's like over a decade old now.
That's right. Everyone is ready to play some Tatsunoko vs. Capcom. Right now I'm going to
do
a couple exhibition matches.
Fun.
You know, everybody need to warm up and you know.
I got my ass kicked that night too. Keo dominated that night.
Perfect.
I had an arcade stick.
TC gathering that we have here.
I got the bundle with the arcade stick.
To show off their skills in our quick exhibition matches.
This
we decided to do
like
exhibition matches
shit
to
like that.
warm up to give everyone a fair chance to show what
yeah,
they
720p.
can do. As you can see here, everyone favors the GameCube control scheme.
And play Marvel vs. Capcom 2 on the Xbox 360.
It was just so fun, man. We had a good time. We had a good time playing, man. We had a real good time. Everybody just gathered around and stuff.
El Rock vs. Keo Lancer.
Yeah, the S video cable.
Even my daughter has her baby.
Yeah, my daughter.
Right here, all future gamer from America. She just can't wait to get her hands on the controllers.
Hey, yo, this is it. We're getting it in. Everybody's putting on their game faces. Everybody's taking. Next, we had the ladies playing against each other. Let's see how they do.
The girlfriends was playing. Oh, the girlfriends was playing. Yeah, 360p with a CRTV.
Right, the ladies' choice. We decided to give ladies a second warm-up. Fight against each other to prove who was fatal from the towel in the room.
Oh my God, this was we had so much fun, man. We had a real good time.
I use Jun the Swan and Chun-Li. Those are my favorite for now.
Okay. 480i and everything, even though the Wii did support 480p. Yo, dog, the quality back then was fucking like horrendous. But that was the quality back then. That was the quality. That was the quality.
The ladies continue to pour it on for the title.
Yo, this is fun, man. I had a good time with this.
That's a serious makeover.
And I got to see about other gatherings. There's a couple more gatherings I want to show y'all. We did with other games. Yeah, that's when I had the arcade stick. I still got that too.
I'm gonna try.
And then I was playing against my baby mom. Yo, dog. Let me see. I'm gonna find the other gathering. As another gathering, we had Marvel vs. Capcom 3 gathering as well. That one was fun. That was an online gathering. Everybody, everybody from my YouTube viewers, y'all guys showed the fuck up. We had like 5 setups in my house, and it was so many of you guys. Y'all couldn't even get in the lobby with me. So I had to have my brothers and them start lobbies, so y'all was able to get in the lobbies with my brothers, and we was able to rotate like that. You guys, for Marvel vs. Capcom 3, man, you guys have showed the fuck up. Let me see if I got it on my channel. Oh yeah, here we go. Before I even do that, let me see. Yeah, this was the commercial, and when every time I did a gathering, I did a commercial for those who missed out, and people like, damn, I missed it. I should have been there.
Mugen TV, X reaction.
This was the commercial we did for the Marvel. This was the release party when the game came out, and we had all these setups in the house, and we had a good fucking time. All you guys showed the fuck up. I want to do this again.
Live.
I'm gonna revive this.
Mugen TV, Marvel vs. Capcom 3 online battle. And here's what you missed.
Yeah, dog, the internet was dog. MVC3 internet was trash, bro. During this gathering, dog, this was fun.
This time he's pulled out all the stops. I'm sure you won't.
Yo, he's hyped.
The pressure's all on me. Everything came down to it, man. Pretty much, I think this fight's gonna be good. But the fight between me and Ball or whoever.
Brought to you by X Reaction. That's right, X Reaction, the best play here. And here are just some of the names.
Dog, I could have started my own logo. That's what I'm saying. Like, I had so much potential to try to do all kinds of things, dude. I could have started my own logo. I could have hosted my own online tournaments. Dude, like, my shit was lit. Like, now that I'm older, I'm realizing more and more of the opportunities that I had before me and never utilized it. This is a perfect example that. One second. I really. This was fun.
Mugen Lord.
Yeah, because my brother was destroyed with Iron Man. And he was quoting lines from the Iron Man movie.
I'm telling you, play here.
Yeah, yo, man. Yo. Like, my life, like, when it comes to YouTube, I want you to use my life as an example of don't squander what you have. I mean, I can still do this shit now, but I would have been so much leagues ahead. You gotta understand, if you wasn't around during this time, my video game gatherings was fucking lit. Like, I had full lobbies. I would host tournaments with my community. It was that lit. Like, from online to local. I could have started my own locals. I could have did that. I could have did my own online tournaments and everything. I could have did all that. I didn't even realize it. And that's why I want you, when you look at me as an example of don't squander. Don't take for granted the things that the talents and the abilities that you do have. Use it. And this was my early 20s. I'm like 23, 24. I'm 37 now. I got more responsibilities. I'm doing more things. Stuff like that I don't have time to even do anymore. But I can imagine if I would have just stuck with that, where I would have been now as far as the fighting game space. I probably would have been a big name in the FGC for my tournaments and stuff like that. You know? Oh yeah, I remember that, PJ. Yeah. I could have did locals and I could have did onlines, man. I could have did something much bigger, man. I would have made a big name for myself because that like everybody showed up. Like, we had fun. So yeah, there are a lot of people who did that now. They're tournament organizers. Yeah, man. So, like I said, when you got skills or you got a talent for something or a knack for something, or you got that draw that draws people in, utilize that for positive. Utilize that for good. Utilize it to get you somewhere in life. Don't sleep on that shit. Don't let that shit just go away. Exactly. I could have definitely been like Team Spooky. Definitely could have been like that. Like, my shit was lit. My gatherings was lit. Yeah, I agree, Derpy. I agree. Things happen for a reason. Sacrifices have to be made. And, you know, you grow as a person. You know, like, I made a lot of... For me, when I say I made bad life choices, I'm not talking about destructive life choices like drugs and dumb shit that gets you seriously in trouble. But for me, as an individual that I am, the decisions that I made were bad life choices. And I made a lot of bad life choices along the way. They made me squander a lot of opportunities that I could have had because I made certain things priority in my life that really didn't need to be a priority in my life, and I was chasing the wrong things or whatever like that. That really didn't end up benefit me in the end. So that made me squander a lot of things or whatever. Like despite the success that I have today, and I'm still growing with success today, despite that, I still always say to myself that, damn, and I'm gonna say this to you guys. I know a lot of you guys are probably in your 20s. Please, guys, do not waste your 20s, man. I wasted my fucking 20s, and I wasn't partying. I wasn't doing drugs. I was just wandering around aimlessly, not knowing what I want. You know what I'm saying? And prioritizing the wrong things. I wasted my entire 20s. But like my dad said, you know, it doesn't matter when you're in the palm of God's hand. It doesn't matter when you start. God can always open doorways and open windows for you, for miraculous things that happen. So no matter if I start where I start, when something is meant for me, when something is destined for me, I will attain it. And it's going to feel like those years wasn't wasted. But I still me being human, I think about how much I wasted my 20s. You know, dealing with my baby mom and stuff like that. That set me back like 4 to 5 years. You know. And I can't get those 4 to 5 years back. I had to end up going back to college, and I had to put in 3 years again. You know what I'm saying, of college and stuff like that. And so I like my whole life after graduating, I had to play catch up. I'm still playing catch up, and things are working out for me now, but I'm still trying to catch up with a lot of things. I'm like years behind. I have to play catch up because I prioritize the wrong things in my life and stuff like that. And I'm playing catch up, and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is, I want to say to you, man, male or female, it doesn't matter, but I know my audience is mostly male. You have the biggest advantage when you don't have any kids. If you don't have any kids, you shouldn't be making no excuses for yourself. You have no kids because you don't have another life that you have to be responsible for. You know? So me being an adult, as I'm building, I still have to make sure I provide for my daughter and everything like that. Having kids, you have to, and you're while trying to build, as you're building, you're chipping away, having to still put that time in and put those resources out to make sure you provide for your family while you're trying to build. If you don't got no kids, you shouldn't have no excuses why you're not building shit. And with no kids and no responsibility of having other people relying on you, you should be building empires because you have nothing. All you have is yourself to focus and worry about. You have nobody else to worry about but yourself. That's why, as a young man or a person or a man that's single and have no kids, focus on yourself. And when you're a young man and got no kids, recognize your worth. You're viable. And what I mean by viable, when it comes to finding a suitable mate, single mothers should be your last option. As a person with no kids, you have no kids. You have nothing attached to you. It's just you. You should not be going around shopping around for single mothers. And this is coming from a single father. You should not be shopping for single mothers. I don't care how lonely and desperate you are. You are viable. You are gold because you have no kids. You got no baby moms anywhere. So when you come to a relationship with a single mother, you're bringing just yourself. She's bringing baggage and everything. And if she got more than one kid, you're not only dating her, you dating her and all her baby fathers. She's bringing baggage with her. And so why would you want to bring that shit to your life if you got no fucking kids? Don't do that to yourself. Single mother should be your last option. Your very last option. Yeah. So Derpy stupid. It's not a race, it's just about finishing. Yeah, I agree. What's up, 3D Sphinx? And yeah, happy Memorial Weekend, man. What's up, Neo? I ain't see you in there. So that's my message to you guys. You know, work hard. If it's just yourself, you don't need to worry about all that. Worry about yourself. Build yourself up. Once you build yourself up, and then you ready for a family, you want to go out there and say, okay, I'm ready. Now you have the resources. Now you built yourself up. You have everything that you need, and now you're well equipped. Don't take on shit that you don't necessarily have to take on. You said, thing is, you put in 3 years, and I'm cleaning about 8, about eight more weeks. I will stop being a baby and just do it. Just do it, man. You said you had a kid at 12? Oh wow, yeah, that's young as hell. Yeah, man. So it's a lot of responsibility. It's a lot of responsibility. Do not create responsibilities that you don't have to, guys. Do not. Please do not. Just focus on yourself. And as you build yourself, all the other things become a byproduct of you building yourself, building your image, building your health, building all those things. All the other stuff will come. Good friends will come in your life. The right women will come in your life. All the good things that you want out of life will come your way when you build on yourself and work on yourself. So don't worry about all that shit. All that shit comes with it as a result of you working on yourself. Are you going to do Mugen content again? I know you're not moving backwards, but I miss it, dog. Oh, what's up, Cassie? Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Wait, well, oh, thanks. Oh, I appreciate it. Welcome to the streams. Yeah, Sai, I wouldn't say that I'm abandoning Mugen altogether. There will, oh, wow, you have yeah, I always had a Twitch channel. Like, no one goes to it. Thanks, guys. Welcome to the stream. Holy fuck. Yeah, welcome to the stream. I really appreciate it. Like Cassie, we definitely gotta do it. We definitely gotta hook up again and do a podcast again. I want to catch up with you guys. Imagine that Mugen Lord making Mugen content. Imagine my shock. Yeah, like I said, I was a Mugen channel. I wouldn't say I totally abandoned Mugen. One day you're going to see a Mugen video pop up. I can't promise you when a Mugen video will pop up, but you will see a Mugen video pop up at some point. Oh, thanks Snafu. Thanks Dragon Knight. Thanks Philip. Thanks Zero. Thanks Amelius Phoenix. Yeah, man. Say that absolutely, bro. I've been super busy because of work. I definitely try to keep up. Oh, that's it's totally fine. I understand. I've been busy myself is because my comic book is finally done. My book is done. Right now, I'm just preparing for the presentation for fall when I do the launch and everything. And you don't understand how excited. Like, I can't sleep because like I'm actually looking at my comic. Right, I've been looking at my comic all day, just looking at it and say, yo, like I did it. I completed something. I have something. You know what I'm saying? So I can't wait to start going. Once I get my teaser trailer, once the teaser trailer go up, then I'll be able to start talking about it a little bit more. The teaser trailer will get everybody ready and prepped for when the actual presentation video on Kickstarter and on my YouTube channel, because it's going to go on my YouTube channel and my Kickstarter and stuff like that, and when I release or when I launch my Venus Orion Comics YouTube channel as well. Yes, thanks Cassie, thanks. Oh my God, you don't understand how I feel right now. So now I'm anxious and I'm scared at the same time because I don't know where this is gonna go. So I can't wait. But yes, man, like if you guys. One day you go on my channel, you're going to see a Mugen video at some point. So Mugen ain't completely dead. It's just that I'm just not doing it as often. You will find it here on my channel. It definitely will be on my channel, and everything. But as I told you guys, man, focus on yourself, build yourself. Like, don't let all that nonsense nonsense come into your life, and get away from people that always are like pessimistic and always want to like drag you down. You got to get away from those people. What's up, Rudy? What's up, Akuma? What's up, Blaze? What's up, Sajeki? Yeah. So, you want to get those people out of your life. Stay away from pessimistic people. Stay away from dream killers. You got to get away from those people. Like I said yesterday in my last night's stream, I know there's a lot of people, and I keep forgetting how privileged I am and how blessed that I am that I actually have a support system in my life from my father, from my brothers, and everybody who constantly every day what we do is we're like a generator of energy. You know what I'm saying? Like, we bounce energy off of each other, positive vibes. I'm always talking to my brothers, and we always we always pumping each other up. We always rallying behind each other. My father does the same thing and stuff. But I keep forgetting how privileged I am to the point to where, like, I keep forgetting that a lot of you guys that's in my audience don't have that same luxury. You don't have that same support system where people support what you do. You know what I'm saying? And it hurts to hear that, because I talked to some of you guys personally on my Discord, and some of you guys will also share how you don't get along with your siblings, that your siblings don't give you that support, or your mom or your cousins or your family just don't fuck with you like that. You know what I'm saying? You're the only one, and you feel like you're by yourself. And I want to be that person that can, motivate you. I want to motivate everybody, because I want to see everybody at their best. I want to see everybody move up to the next level. I think if everybody move up to the next level and be at their best, I think it's better for the world and it's better for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Upgrade to Eichmann Go. Oh yeah, Eichmann Go. Yeah, I heard about I heard about Eichmann Go. What's the difference? He said, and stay away from cynical folks. Yo, what's up, Kung Fu Hot Dog? Will you always be releasing t-shirts and just? Oh yeah, like when I do like I'm trying not to spoil anything, but yes, I'll be selling posters of my comic books, characters and stuff. I will be selling t-shirts. I will be selling mugs. I'll be like it's not just my comic book. You will be able to get merchandise and stuff that go along with your package. And I'm gonna have a nice packaging. Like, the packaging gonna be so nice, you ain't gonna want to tear up the packaging. You want to collect and keep the packaging. So I'm gonna hook all you guys up when the time comes this fall, when I launch the my comic book campaign and everything like that. And as I said before, for those of you guys who are new, when I say campaign, I'm not talking about asking you guys for money so I can make the book. No, the book is done, and I paid it out of my pocket. So I'm not taking money from you guys to get a book made. No, I put up the money up front. So it's more so this campaign is more like a pre-order, like to get your copy, of the book and stuff. Like right now, as I said before, the comic book series that I'm putting out first will be the first to go out for this shared universe, and also I'm already finished chapter 2. I already finished chapter 2. So by the time this campaign is done, is closed, and we start doing fulfillment to ship the book out, chapter 2 is already going to be in development. The development of the chapter 2 is going to be already in the works. So by the time early 2025, there'll be another campaign for the next book. Like, I'm not playing around. Like, I'm serious about this shit. I'm not playing around. Like, this is what I want to do. So I gotta do my own stuff, Mugen Lord. Have fun and enjoy. Thanks for one cast. What's up, Mora? Mora from Kick. Yeah. He said you need more promotion from other YouTubers. Oh yeah, most definitely. Remember the fan-made fighting game Car Saga Wars? Yeah, like I got Car Saga Wars. I got it. That's my favorite Mugen project. He said, nice. I've also ghosted negative people in my life. Yeah, I plan on going to some podcasts as well to promote my comic and stuff. And I said it before that I'm going to comic book conventions. I'm going to a couple conventions this year. So I'm gonna have my own booth as well, and that's gonna be another way to get people to to pre-order as well. So by the time I go to the couple conventions this fall, I have already released and launched the campaign for my comic book universe and for the first comic book. So people will be able to pre-order. So when I go to these conventions now, at my booth, you'll be able to see the videos, you'll be able to see everything, and then you'll be able to have I'll have merchandise, and I'll be giving out business cards, and I'll be giving out, hey, go to this link and you can pre-order and put down for your book and whatever like that. So yeah. So what I'm thinking is, this is what I'm thinking. I'm not sure, but this is what I'm putting out there. I'm thinking while people can pre-order their book, from the campaign. But when I go to these conventions, I'm also thinking about, okay, maybe like if you like I guess the wonders of seeing me physically, you'll be able to get a copy of you'll be able to purchase the book right there at the convention. So those can pre-order it to make sure they get it, and then those I'll have some on hand at these conventions where you'll be able to purchase it right then and there. So you happen to meet me in person and come to my booth, you'll be able to get your copy right then and there. So Core Saga 4, yeah, I love Core Saga Wars, man. Like that's the one and Hyper Dragon Ball Z Mugen project was dope too. This has somehow influenced all my friends to make better life choices and moves. They somehow found girlfriends that aren't 304s. That's good, Warlock. That's good. He said, yeah, also next month I'm going to get a Steam Deck. That's also cool, Akuma. But yeah, that's my favorite. Like, that's Card Saga Wars is an example of a Mugen project that it doesn't feel like it's Mugen. It actually feels like a commercial product. That's what I want to see out of Mugen, because the thing I get tired of with Mugen and Eichmann is we keep getting the same things. We always keep getting new Marvel vs. Capcoms. We keep getting new Mortal Kombat. The different versions of Mortal Kombat, different versions of of Marvel vs. Capcom. We keep getting the same stuff. We keep getting different versions of Ryu, different versions of Wolverines. It's the same thing over and over again. So the reason why I like Card Saga Wars was because it was something completely different. We got characters from so many different series and everything. Even Samus is in the damn game, and Chrono is a playable character. Beautiful art, sprite works and everything. That is a Mugen project. Will my comic be sold in various stores? That's something that I have to negotiate and work out. I want it to be. It definitely will be at some point, but I will have an online store as well. To be able to sell so you better go to my website and buy it too once the campaign is over. It said, will you be filming at the conventions and already in the UK? Well, I'm not in the UK. I don't live in the UK. I live in the US. So most of my convention tours will be in the States. I would love to travel someday. I would love to travel someday to go to the UK and go to a convention there, but everything will be in the United States for now. And when it gets bigger and bigger, oh hell yeah, I'll definitely travel abroad. You into Tekken 8? I have Tekken 8 on the PC. I played the single player, beat the single player, but I haven't actually got in the lab and actually played the game at all or played anything online. Like right now, seriously, I'm as far as fighting games concerned, I got a bunch of games. I have a game I really want to play so much is DNF Duel. I got that game. I bought it, I installed it, but never touched it. Never touched it because by the time I got the game, no one was playing it. So I kind of wasted my money. But I like the game. I like the character designs. I love everything. I love it. I want to play it. I got Grand Blue Fantasy versus Rising. I had that. I bought it, but never installed it. I got KOF 15. I got Samurai Showdown. I want to play some of that too on PC. I bought that I caught a sale. I think I caught it for $5-10, I think it was, last year or something. I bought that and then I got rollback netcode, which is a good thing. So I got that game and never installed it. I just bought it and never installed it. I got Street Fighter 6 and I'm still on World Tour and I haven't really played it since. So that's it. I got that game, Street Fighter 6. I got Dragon Ball FighterZ as well on PC, and I got it on PlayStation as well. What else am I missing? I think that's all. Oh, I love me some Dead or Alive. I love me some Dead or Alive. I got Dead or Alive 5 and 6. For the PlayStation and stuff. I would love to go back and play some Dead or Alive, man. I need to know what fighting games you guys have So I can be able to set up something that we can play. I want to play some Dead or Alive again. I got Dead or Alive 5 and Dead or Alive 6. I like to play some Dead or Alive 6 at some point. I got it for the PlayStation, but I would definitely pick it up for the PC if you want to play it on PC. He said, "Will you get Hunter x Hunter?" I would have to see. I have to wait and see how that comes out. I don't have a publisher. And today you don't need a publisher. Right now, a lot of people, and the thing is, like, I probably would someday, I'm not sure, but right now, I don't need no publisher. I'm gonna just do what I do. And right now, it's been so many publisher nightmare videos today. If you're gonna go independent, just go independent. Just do it. Don't, just market it yourself. You don't have to go through other companies to try to get your shit out there. Just do everything yourself. You know what I'm saying? And I've been seeing a lot of indie comic people, like authors and artists and stuff, making videos saying that how much they're like, how much it's not worth going through a publisher now. You know? I mean, there's some advantages for some people, but a lot of people saying like, no, fuck that. And same thing with people with the music and with music. A lot of people still trying to get signed to record labels. Why? Why you want to get signed to a record label when you got all the technology in the world right now at your feet, where you can sell your own music by yourself and you own all your shit? No record label, no corporations can tell you what to do with your own shit. That's the whole point of this. Oh, it said, "Oh, you up? Are you up being?" It said, "Oh, you are being up games. I have to get back into." I got Guilty Gear Strive, but I'm not into Guilty Gear. I bought it and wasted my money on it. I don't like. I can't get into Guilty Gear. There's not one character in Guilty Gear that stands out to me and that makes me want to play the game. That's the thing about a fighting game. You have to resonate with a character. There's no character in Guilty Gear that I resonate with that makes me want to play the game. Another game I want to play again, I want to play some more Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle. I like that game. I know some people don't like the game, but I also want to play some more Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle. I think that was a fun game to play and enjoy. I really enjoyed that. How about a new Virtual Quest? And it says maybe I should buy Dear Alive and Steam Summer Hits. Yeah, but like 5 and 6, like I definitely want to play it. I definitely want to stay with the current like 6. I definitely want to play some 6. Even though I was disappointed in 6, I still enjoyed it because it was Dead or Alive. I enjoyed Dead or Alive. I can't, man. I don't know what it is about KOF, man. I just can't get into KOF, bro. I got KOF 15. Now I love me. I got Under Night In Birth. I don't got the second one. I gotta buy Under Night In Birth too. Now Under Night In Birth, that's another good fucking game. It's a footsie arc system games, footsie based arc system games, which is pretty dope. I definitely want to get the second game as well. Yeah, I heard about Toonami Rewind. That's dope. I'm definitely excited for it. Oh yeah, I forgot about Melty Blood as well. What's up? Was it Headshot? I agree. I do find Blaze Blue characters more interesting than Guilty Gear characters. I really do. Have I ever played? I played Virtual Fighter since the Sega Genesis 32X. I was playing it since then. I got Virtual Fighter 2 on the Sega Saturn. But I never bought any of the recent ones after that though. Ew, SNK versus Capcom. Ew, that shit. I couldn't get into it. I couldn't get into the Persona 4 Arena either. I could not get into that as well. That was not my game. Street Fighter Cross Tekken was my fucking game. I got that too on Steam. Street Fighter Cross Tekken was my game. I think me and Derby was playing that too. At some point on live stream, we did that like a couple years back. I do want to do some Smash Brothers again. I haven't played Smash Brothers in a while. Smash Ultimate. Yeah, I mean, Virtual Fighter is the pioneer for 3D fighters. Yes, I mean, Dead or Alive was inspired by Virtual Fighter, so that makes sense. Bloody Roar. Oh my god, I got the first Bloody Roar, and then I got the fifth one? I think it was. It was on the PS2 and the GameCube. I think it was the one with the Chimera chick in it. Yeah, man. Bloody Roar was that work. I love it. It's so underrated, man. They need to bring that back as well. And Rival Schools was my game. Rival Schools was my fucking game. Especially Project Justice on Dreamcast. That was my game. My team on Project Justice on the Dreamcast was the little tennis girl, Roy, and Hideo. Or I would switch up and I would pick, let's see. My second team would be, when I switch up sometimes, would be Batsu. Oh, Ryoma, the one with the baseball bat. And Hinata. So you going back to weekdays after school. Although not school anymore. Yeah, man, Rival Schools was that fucking game, bro. That was my game. Like, Rival Schools with... Oh, no, like, Star Gladiator on PlayStation. I had Star Gladiator on PlayStation, which was actually Plasma Sword. But I had Star Gladiator on PlayStation, and then on Dreamcast I had Plasma Sword. Yeah. Said Roy was a racist. What's up, Raku? What's going on, bro? Roy was my boy in that game in Rival Schools. That was my boy in that game. And Akira, the motorcycle chick, she was also one of my characters. I will swap in and out every once in a while. Fighting Vipers. Oh, my nigga. My nigga said Fighting Vipers. I had this shit on Sega Saturn, bro. Fighting Vipers was that damn work. I used to pick Picky. Picky was the one with the skateboard, and it was this hidden character. It was a troll character. It was an inflatable panda, and it was an inflatable brown bear with a beach ball. I call it the Hoagie Bear. The reason I call it the Hoagie Bear, because he would spin around and he like a hoagie roll. And when I was a kid when it came out, every time I used to spin, I used to say hoagie, 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 hoagie. I used to say that as a little kid. And he was broken as fuck. He was broken. Yeah, I can't really remember much about the character story in Rival Schools. What's up, Mario Cinematic? What are my thoughts on Virtual Fighter? My thoughts on Virtual Fighter was because, like, Virtual Fighter was innovative at the time, but I never really dug into Virtual Fighter. Like the 3D fighter that I got into the most was Tekken. So when I used to see Virtual Fighter, I always seen Virtual Fighter as generic. Because all the characters in Virtual Fighter is generic as fuck. They're very generic. So I never really got into Virtual Fighter, even though Virtual Fighter is the king of fighters, like of 3D fighters, the father of 3D fighters. But I do respect it. It's the most complicated 3D fighter. I do want to get back. I do want to get into it. That's why, and they are going to make a new entry to Virtual Fighter, and that's the time I believe. That's the time I am going to jump into Virtual Fighter. The best Virtual Fighter game was Shenmue 2. Who's my favorite character in DOA? Oh my god. Oh my god. Alright. My favorite character in DOA is my number one favorite first is my baby, Kasumi. That's my baby girl. It's Kasumi. And then my second character, I would say, would be Hitomi is my second character. No, not Hitomi, my fault. Tina is my second character. Then Hitomi is my third character, and then Christy is my fourth character. So I remember those characters and fighters. I never played Fighters Mega Mix. I wanted it, but Picky and that inflated bear, bear, was my character in Fighting Vipers. And as I said, Last Bronx was my game on the Sega Saturn as well. Last Bronx and X-Men Children of the Atoms. I believe I have every DOA game except the first game. I have every DOA game. I got DOA 2. I got DOA 3. Then Xbox had released a DOA collection that came with Xbox Live. So the collection, you was able to play Dead or Alive 2, and I think Dead or Alive 1. I think you was able to play Dead or Alive 1 and 2, or was it Dead or Alive 2 and 3 online on Xbox Live? It was a collection. It was a double pack. I have that. I have Dead or Alive 3. I have Dead or Alive 4. 4 is my least favorite. 4, I don't know, felt more like a product. It didn't feel like a DOA game. It felt like a commercial product more than anything. It just felt like a product. I can't explain it. But Dead or Alive 4 was my least favorite. And then of course I got Dead or Alive 5. And I got DOA Dimensions on the 3DS. And then I got DOA 6. I got every last DOA game but the first game. Oh, Battle Arena Toshin. I have Battle Arena Toshin 1, 2, and 3 on the PS1. Mm-hmm. Yep. I love me some DOA, man. Yep. Never played Last Blade. But with Dead or Alive, the thing that pisses me off about Dead or Alive so much is that people always judge it based on the female characters. They don't take it serious because it got boobs and stuff in it. Yes, the babes are the highlight of the game. But that was never the thing that attracted me to the game. I said, I'm gonna say this time and again. The first time I got pulled into Dead or Alive is when I walked into the mall with my dad, and we going to electronic boutique, and you got the kiosk. You was able to see the kiosk from outside, and I remember I'm hearing all this noise and people's crowding around the kiosk, and I remember seeing Jan Lee. Somebody was using Jan Lee, and they kicked Ian out the window, out the window, and then they fall on top of this Shogun building or whatever like that. And I seen it from a distance, like, yo, what the hell is that? It looked dope. I've never seen a fighting game where you just kick somebody, they go out the window, and then you jump down after them, and then you continue to fight, and then you knock them off that ledge, and it takes you to another layer of the stage. That was the thing that pulled me in Dead or Alive. That's the thing that pulled me into that series. It was all because of that. The hot female characters was a bonus, but after a while, I mean, yeah, the females are hot, but you don't really focus that when you're playing the fighting game. You don't really pay attention to that after a while. You're playing the fighting game. So then I realized that what I love about Dead or Alive is that the stages are characters themselves. Certain stages benefit certain characters. It helps capitalize character juggle combos and all kinds of things. So you have to be strategic about, okay, I picked this character. I know this character weakness is this stage because they can't do this, that, and the other. It's all about the matchups and stuff. And the stages actually have personality to them. That's why I love Dead or Alive. It's always the stage transitions that always got me all the time. And then, yet alone, you have the tag team feature where we played all the time. 4-player mode, tag team, the best time to ever have in that game, man. What's up, Moshi? Oh yeah, the music too. The music was fire as well. Yeah, Dead or Alive 5 is the perfect was the perfect version. You had a balance of costumes, characters, and the gameplay overall was just fucking awesome. It was just fucking awesome, man. 5 was the best one. Was the very best one. And then 6 came in and fucked it all up. And it's so sad because, let me tell you something about fan service. I'm all for fan service, but I don't like where that gameplay mechanics or story or lore is sacrificed at the altar of fan service. And for me, it's like they spent more time selling you fucking costumes, which I never bought in Dead or Alive 6. I didn't buy none of them fucking costumes. I was not wasting my money on none of that shit. And because you remember in Dead or Alive, you had to do like a lot of challenges and stuff to unlock costumes, which were pretty cool. But which I never really unlocked any of the costumes in the older games, because like I said, I didn't care about the costumes. I just cared about the gameplay. The gameplay was fun. But yeah, they had like launch day of Dead or Alive 6. They had over $1,000 worth or something like that of costumes and content for you to be able to buy, which was fucking ridiculous. And then the game was bare bones as fuck. They removed one of the best features, the tag team feature. They got rid of tag mode. They got rid. They started stripping all these things. Mm-hmm. Now there's a rumor that they are going to do a Dead or Alive. They're going to bring Dead or Alive back. I don't know when. But yeah, man. Yeah, man. They ruined that series. They really did. They really ruined it. So when they got rid of the crazy transition, I knew something was wrong. Yeah, they're gonna reboot it. They're definitely gonna reboot it. They like that series. I wouldn't say that series is dead. I doubt that it's dead. There's money to be made with Dead or Alive. I truly believe that. I don't think they're gonna throw it away. I think if they reboot it, what they're gonna do is they're gonna probably make a more streamlined story mode, because that story was convoluted as fuck. Trying to understand Dead or Alive story is like you trying to sit down and understand the story to a porn. It's almost it just doesn't make sense. It just doesn't. Like that story just doesn't. It's just convoluted as fuck. Like, if DOA comes back, it won't be what we hope for, and that's what I'm afraid of too. Warlock, I'm afraid of that. And popular aside from the girls, there's no interesting character aside from Ryu Hayabusa, who has. Well, that's the thing about the only thing about Dead or Alive though. I ain't gonna lie, all the male characters feel is like generic as fuck. Like the one that do sit out the most for me was Base, because he looked like he's pretty much designed after Hulk Hogan, and Ryu Hayabusa, and Jan Lee. They are the three characters that really sit out the most. All the male characters look generic as hell. I like the story is just stupid. There are a lot of story. I don't even pay the story no mind in there a lot. It's just fucking stupid. Yeah, like he said, "Come on, Mugen, we ain't focusing on the male characters that they're alive." But I'm just saying, the male characters look generic. They just look generic. Like none of them are memorable. None of them. Yeah, because Ryu has been around since the NES. Ryu Hayabusa. Yeah, so like when Dead or Alive came out and when Ryu Hayabusa was introduced, people went crazy. And now remember, I played Ninja Gaiden when I was a kid, but I couldn't remember the main character, his name Ryu. He's just a ninja. So when Dead or Alive 2 came out and they showed Ryu Hayabusa, people that I knew was fucking losing their mind. Oh my gosh, Ryu Hayabusa. I'm like, what the fuck? I played Ninja Gaiden, but I never really remember his name. I just knew it was a game about a ninja. You know what I'm saying? When I was a kid. So when they said that's the dude from Ninja Gaiden on the NES, I'm like, I'm trying to recall it. I'm like, I was like, oh, the ninja? Like. He said we can talk about Kasumi the fucked up lore. Dude, I can't follow. I never followed the lore to DOA. So I like that's why I would love if they do bring it when they're going to bring it back. I would prefer for them to reboot it and like really streamline the story a bit more, because that shit is just stupid. Yeah, definitely potential. Definitely potential there. Said fighting Jan Lee felt kind of cheap to me. Yeah, man. Like Dead or Alive had its potential, man, and they just squandered that shit, man. They really squandered that shit, and that's the thing that upsets me like the most. I think it hurts me the most as a gamer when there's like a IP or there's a game that you saw, you felt. You knew the potential that series had, and then you watch it crumble before you. You watch the developers destroy the IP based on stupid ass decisions and shit like that, and then the IP just fade off into obscurity after that. Heard about what happened with Snowbreak Containment Zone? No, I don't even know what that is. Like what's the Snowbreak thing? Evil Lair. Itagaki left. I feel the same way for Bully and Onimusha. Itagaki-san needs to come back. As far as gaming is concerned, man, I have respect for a lot of the OGs developers that actually are passionate about their games. I think right now it's about time for the gaming industry to do like a hard reset, and a lot of these old motherfuckers gotta go. I think we need new blood. And when I mean by new blood, and especially in the from the eastern side with like Japanese developers and stuff like that, we need new fucking blood. Because when you look at the new blood that comes in these studios and stuff, most of them were fans of these games, and they're around the same age as me. They grew up playing them fucking games, so they know as a fan what they would like in these games as they develop them. That's why they were saying that it was such a struggle with Final Fantasy VII Remake, is because it was the younger generation that was arguing with the old, that was clashing with the old heads. The younger generation, because I think Kitase mentioned this in an old interview, that Kitase had mentioned that it was Kitase and the old heads that wanted to do some radical changes, to Final Fantasy VII, and it was the young bulls. It was the niggas my age and shit like that and younger who was saying like, yo, like no, keep this shit, like what do y'all like? They wanted to keep most of it to stay faithful to the core essence of Final Fantasy VII. Because you know why? They grew up. They played Final Fantasy just like me. Final Fantasy VII just like me. They played that fucking game. They know the game from front to back. You know what I'm saying? Left to right, up and down. They know everything about their game. They enjoyed it for what it was. So now they get hired by Square Enix, and then they're told that they're going to be doing a remake to a game that they grew up playing. And then when they get into the studio, and then all of a sudden you got these motherfuckers that you looked up to, these old heads that you looked up to that gave you the best Final Fantasy VII experience, and then now all of a sudden these motherfuckers come to tell you that, yo, this is what we're going to do to the game. Yo, we're going to make this shit about fate and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Destroying fate and everything. We're going to throw in some multiverse bullshit and everything like that. And then you, as a developer who finally got a job at Square Enix and now finally has an opportunity to work on Final Fantasy VII Remake, and all of a sudden these motherfuckers tell you some bullshit like that. Can you imagine that shit? Can you imagine that being a developer that around that time? So yes, there was a lot of back and forth. So they had to come up with a compromise. I remember in the interview they talked about they had to come up with a compromise that satisfied their vision, the old heads, and satisfied the younger generation that was helping them design the game. So they had to come up with a middle ground. Yeah, it would have to be the old heads is in charge of everything. Should be forced to play the older titles to get the job. If they don't understand it, I don't find it's okay. No issue here. Yeah, so that's where the problem came in at. What's up, Jenna? What's up, Fibra? What's up, Germanic? Yeah, I said imagine Laura Croft was in Dead. Oh, imagine if Laura. No, I said it before. Tifa should have been in Dead or Alive. She should have been in DOA. She should have been. But I'm telling you right now, Square Enix is a bitch to cooperate with. They're hard. Like even Sakurai himself in Smash Brothers, they wanted Cloud to be DLC again. They wanted him to be repurchasable again in Ultimate. Sakurai had to pull Square Enix teeth in order for them to put Cloud into the base roster for Ultimate. What's up, Maddox? They had to do that shit. Sakurai had to fight for that. They had to fight. So it just didn't make it made too much sense. It made too much sense to add Tifa into Dead or Alive, and that was a missed opportunity. That would be cool. Like, I did a video about that. Like that would be cool. If Tifa happened to make it in Tekken 8, I'm all for that. I did a whole video about that. Like I would be down. I definitely would be down for that. Most definitely would be down for that. says, speaking of Square Enix, is Final Fantasy 9 will Final Fantasy 9 be truly faithful? Will Sony be stepping in to make changes? How much will the game cost? Will it be split into parts? Now, from the rumors, this is the rumors. I covered this before. Now, when it comes to the Final Fantasy 9 remake, the rumor is that the game is going to be a full game. It's not going to be split. From what was it, Jeff Grubbs, one of the leakers was talking about it, that the game would not be split, and the game will, from what he said before, like I'm probably like, please, I may have misquoted him, but I did a video on it where the game is supposed to be one game, and it's also going to still be turn based. It's going to be a turn based game. They're keeping that intact, but it's going to have its own. It's going to have some additional things to it, and then in the recent video what I just did what I did Friday, which was yesterday, also the game is going to be, it's not going to be a bigger budget like Final Fantasy 7 remake, and it's going to be more. It's going to have a modest budget, which means it's going to be a modest budget. That means it's going to have a unique art style of its own to fit that budget. Yeah, the Velvet Crow for Rises. I still remember Spawn and Link showing up in SoulCalibur 2. Yeah, man, SoulCalibur 2 was the best one. What's up, Calvin? Yeah, SoulCalibur 2 was the best one because this is when we actually started. This is when third party characters was special. Now third party characters aren't special anymore. Matter of fact, I think third party characters are oversaturating the fighting game market right now. Now it's to the point where you start to have developers put more time into seeing how many third party characters they can add, opposed to creating original characters for that IP, or bringing returning legacy characters back. Especially NetherRealm Studios, man. NetherRealm Studios is known with their Mortal Kombat games or their Injustice games to be throwing in all these third party characters. And you got more third party characters in their character packs than you actually have returning characters or new original characters for the IP. And when it came to SoulCalibur 2, that was the best. I was dreaming about SoulCalibur 2. I had pre-ordered that joint. When I found out they had 3 different versions and then each of them had their own character, and I seen that, oh shit, Link is going to be in it. I thought it was a joke. I thought somebody was I thought it was April Fools or whatever it was. I thought it was a joke when I seen it in Game Informer magazine. And he said, no, nigga, no, Link is a character in SoulCalibur. So you knew I was getting that version. I got the, and we had all, and then at game night we had multiple setups because we all was fiending on SoulCalibur. So what we did was at my uncle's house, we all brought our setups over. I was the only one with the GameCube that I brought over to the house. So I had the GameCube set up, so you was able to play on the GameCube if you wanted to try out Link and stuff. And then my dad had brought his Xbox over, and my uncle had his Xbox set up, so people was able to play Spawn. And then I think it was my cousin Wally was one of them that brought the PS2 version over, so if you wanted to play it, so people got a chance to experience Hayachi, which I thought was fucking stupid in a SoulCalibur game, but oh well. I mean, he is the face of Tekken and Bandai Namco at the time, or whatever like that. So it makes sense, I guess. But yeah, man, we had these multiple setups, and everybody got a chance to actually play, their favorite version and just rotate and shit like that. So everybody had a chance. So if somebody lost, they would just walk over to the next station and try out the other one. Square should team up with Bandai to make a new Guys. Like Guys was fucking trash. That game was another false advertisement. Like this is before I knew what third party was. I thought it was a Final Fantasy fighting game because they sold it. The way Square Enix always advertised it, they made sure to put Cloud in the front every time, and it had you think that it was a fighting game based on Final Fantasy and shit. And I was young when Guys came out. So I had my dad buy it for me, and that game was garbage. I played the RPG dungeon crawler mode more than I played the fighting game itself. That game was fucking garbage. So when Namco cross Capcom to be made for the Switch 2. Now they need to bring Project Cross Zone back and bring it to the Switch. make a collection to get 1 and 2, but make a new game. You know how much money they can make off of Project Cross Zone for the next Nintendo console? And they can make it, they can blow it up and make it as big as Smash Brothers, where people's guessing is guessing what character is going to make it into the game itself. Oh my God, that's money printing itself. That's money printing itself. Yep. Oh, what's up, Cole? I got bored of Dissidia on the PSP. Because the thing about the PSP Dissidia was, one, I got tired. I got tired of playing the single player. You had to be on that stupid ass. Dissidia itself was a missed opportunity. Like, you're Square Enix. You're working with Final Fantasy as an IP. You're supposed to be creating the best dream matches or the best dream scenarios with Final Fantasy heroes and villains. You should have one of the craziest storylines for a Dissidia game. But the story modes is so lackluster. The single player mode, you on a stupid ass grid board that you move your chess piece around, is fucking stupid. Now the gameplay is fun, but the problem I had with Dissidia on a PSP is that I got all these crazy characters that I leveled up and customized, but I had no one to play and to use my characters against. No one I knew had Dissidia. No one I knew had Dissidia. So I got bored of the game. I didn't want to play it. It got repetitive after a while. Like, I didn't care. And then the only problem is too, is when you did get competitive play, most of the game, most of the game's roster wasn't even viable. The game was busted because when you have that much customization, you really can't really play the game competitively. Yep. Which is why I enjoyed Dissidia NT more, was because I like the team aspect. Because I have my brothers I can play with. Now, I understand a lot of people don't have siblings that play these games, or friends or whatever that they can get online who's interested in playing Dissidia. So I understand that it sucks partner with random people or partner with bots. But Dissidia was the best multiplayer experience I had in a very fucking long time when I was playing with my brothers. We had some hype moments in that fucking game. It was a missed opportunity. And with Dissidia NT, they ported Dead or Alive 6. They ported Dead or Alive 6. They spent more time on cosmetics and weapons and buying music tracks and stuff than actually trying to rebalance the game and giving us characters that we want. And the thing that made people upset about Dissidia was it was a small roster, and people. So we had to wait when it came to DLC. Some of the characters that were returning was characters that was in previous games, so people were upset at that. And then what was disrespectful, Square Enix didn't give a shit about the Western audience when it came to the game. When I say don't give a shit about the Western audience, every time they had presentations for the game, the revealed new content, it was only in Japanese. They only advertised it to their Japanese base. They didn't give a shit about our base. And so what happened was I joined this Dissidia Final Fantasy NT Facebook group. I enjoyed that group. It was like family there. I met a lot of friends there. But we had this one Japanese guy. He speaks English and he speaks Japanese. So what he would do is he would go out and he would go translate the stream and everything. And then he would go back to our Facebook, to the Facebook group, and he would post there and translate everything. And that was sad. We had to rely on a Japanese player to translate and give us all the information of the upcoming updates and what they're fixing. They ignored the West. Like of all things, to ignore it. Square never ignore anything else, but they would decide to ignore the West when it comes to actually giving us a game that we really want to play. Like that, it's fucking backwards. Backwards. He said, bro, nobody I knew had a PSP. In general, yeah, I knew nobody had it. People talks about how much they love the PSP, But for some strange reason, I never seen anybody walk down the street with a PSP or a Vita. I always seen 3DSs, Game Boys, Game Boy Advances, and DSs my whole entire life. I've never seen nobody in the street with a PSP. Never. Or a Vita. Never. I mostly had Yu-Gi-Oh! And Darkstalkers on my PSP. You know what I did with my PSP? My PSP, I was playing PS1 classics. I was playing Final Fantasy 7, 8, 9, Xenogears. I was doing everything but playing PSP games on that damn thing. Only games that I had was for my PSP was Crisis Core, Dissidia Final Fantasy, Ys 7, and let's see, Final Fantasy Tactics. I'm trying to remember it. Oh yeah, Joan Dark, which was a tactics game based on the Joan Arc. I think that's the only 5 PSP games that I had that I own. My PSP, Ape Escape. I believe only. Oh yeah, Street Fighter Alpha. Street Fighter Alpha 3 Max. I think that's what it's called. But that sucked playing on there. Like PSP, like the thing that got me upset about the PSP, I was expecting to get that PlayStation experience, but on a handheld. But most of the games on the PSP were half-baked experiences. They didn't feel like PlayStation experiences at all. They were just handheld experiences. They weren't PlayStation PlayStation experiences. They were just handheld gaming experiences. And that's why I didn't want from a PSP. I wanted to have that same PS1 and PS2 experience, but portable. And I didn't get that from PSP games at all. So what ended up happening is I more so started buying. Oh, I got the Power Stone collection. I forgot. I got the Power Stone collection as well. So what ended up happening was I was just rebuying PS1 games from the PS1 Classic store for my PSP. So as I said before, I was playing Final Fantasy 7, 8, 9, Xenogears, and plenty of other Oh, and I forgot, I got Valkyrie Profile. So that's like 9 games, I think it was. No, I didn't care for 9. I got 8. I got 7. I got 7, 8, and I got this one for the I still haven't opened it. I still in my plastic. This was the Vita. This was on Vita that my brother Keo had, but they released it on the PS4 years ago. I bought this when it launched and still never opened it. And this is like, I think this came out 2019. I know this came out before pandemic, for a fact. So I still haven't gotten around to opening this either. It comes with a CD. It's a collector's edition. So I gotta get around it. I love Ys. Oh, I forgot too. I got this too. I got the Streets of Rage 4 for Switch as well. Streets of Rage 4. I had to get this collector's. But I would never ever again purchase anything from Limited Runs. Their customer service, everything is ass. That shit is ass. Like it took me almost a whole year. It took me almost like a half a year to almost it took me like a half a year to get that Streets of Rage 4. It took me a half. By the time I got my game, because my goal was to get the game and cover it on my channel when the news was relevant. By the time I got the game, everybody played it already. No one was talking about Streets of Rage 4. Then my dumbass went out and got the Ninja Turtles game from Limited Run Games, and still haven't opened that yet. And that took me almost it took like 8 months for me to get that game. Oh, I forgot. And Phantasy Star Portable 2. That game was fun as shit. I spent hours on that. I forgot I got that on PSP. I forgot all about that. And not just that, I had Star Ocean Second Story. I had that. I played the shit out of that on PSP. Most of those games was like remasters of PS1 games, but except for the Phantasy Star. But Phantasy Star Portable 2 was better because Phantasy Star Portable 1 was ass. But Phantasy Star Portable 2 was good. Me and my brothers and my daughter's godfather, we used to sit in the room and just play in the room all day. Phantasy Star Portable 2. And and then I had Monster Hunter G. I think it was called Monster Hunter G. That's for the PSP, but I didn't really play that much. My brothers and them feed that shit. It's funny. Recently, one of my PS, stopped supporting them run games after seeing the. Yeah, I remember that. I remember that, Code J. Yo, what's up, Lowest Expectations? What's up, bro? What's going on? Yeah, I pretty much was like, I couldn't fuck with it anymore. The second game was a better Phantasy Star Universe than the original. Yo, Phantasy Star Universe was such a fucking disappointment. After playing Phantasy Star Online episodes 1 and 2 on Nintendo GameCube, and that was one hell of a fucking experience. I spent about like almost 1,000 hours on that game. Then all of a sudden we go into Phantasy Star Universe, which is supposed to be the next generation of the online fantasy Star game. And I played it. I have, let me see. Did I buy it? No, yeah, I bought it for 360, and I just took it back. I didn't like it. I did not like that game. It felt weird. Like the character animations was like it just didn't feel right. You know what I'm saying? And it just turned me off. I just traded that game in. It's a link to my Discord. All right, hold up. Give me a second. Give me a second. Wait a second. Let me get this. One second. I'm just waiting. Okay. Alright, 1 second. I'm gonna get the Discord link for those of you guys who are interested in getting into the Discord. Alright, cool. Alright, so let me get the link. Wait, hold up, my artist. 1 second, it's my artist. One second. Oh. Alright, let me go get the Discord link for you guys. Let me see. Get the invite. Oops, wrong button. Damn it. Invite people. Alright, here's the link. Alright, that's the invite link, guys. So if you're interested and want to get into the Discord, you can go to that link right there. One second, guys. Sega needs to do that. That's actually possible. Anyways, I had a better setup. PSP on Linux. The Linux crew. Did someone say Linux? Yeah, I don't understand any of those operating systems. So yeah, man. Like I mean, back in college, I was introduced to Linux from one of my computer wizards that lived across the hall from me. He had a bunch of computers in his room. He used to have Linux and stuff. I never even heard of Linux until I met him in college. And this was back in like '05. Which Terminator movie was the weakest? Whatever the most current one is. The one that bombed, that's the weakest one. Oh, I never heard of that one. Yakuza, like a Black Panther. Never heard of it. Yeah, but yeah, man. It was something else. I forgot all about this too. I had bought this when Remake came out. This was the Ultimania, and the Ultimania had like it pretty much it has additional information that the game doesn't tell you. And I'm going to buy the Ultimania for Rebirth too. I'm gonna buy it for Rebirth because I like to make content on Final Fantasy, so especially Final Fantasy VII. And I know a lot of you guys are interested when they hear my thoughts because you guys don't like the trilogy. So you guys want to hear about, you know, all the different things that they doing to screw up the story. But this Ultimania goes through a lot of different things that the game doesn't explain, and you get this little bit of additional, even character artwork and stuff like that. Love the artwork, you know. And they even go through and what I do like about it is, it also goes through the actual details of how Barrett's gun work, like legitimately how it works. Baby Tifa right there. I like when it comes to my Venus Orion comics, I want to do like I'm also gonna be releasing like Bibles, like volumes, like collect like volumes and stuff like that where you see artwork and designs, and I'm gonna do it just like this. When it shows my characters and stuff like that, I'm definitely gonna do something like that. Beautiful artwork from the Ultimania. They did a real good job with this. Zach and Kate Sith, and they even tell you how how Shimmer was built, how Shimmer was like Midgard was built. They even tell you the origins of that too. Kid Cloud, Marlene, Kid Aerith, Kid Tifa. Yeah, they did a good job with that. Yeah. It gives you all that info and details. They even show you how the costumes. They have a female designer who designs the costumes and stuff like that to show you. Especially the here we go, Rufus costume, and where's that other one? You got the Turks. That shit is sharp. The shoes and everything, the gloves. Look at that. Yep. And then And then they got the 2D art designs showing you of the Cloud dressed up and the outfit and stuff like that. See, Tifa, Barrett, the designs and stuff, and then then the artist explains everything, how they went about the process and stuff like that. Oh yeah, I'll show you. Hold up, here we go. They got all different ages of Tifa and stuff and everything. They did a real good job. All right, just in case you missed, yeah, you see. I would love to see a Final Fantasy 7 game done in like 2D, like this type of art style. I think that would be pretty cool. And then of course, Aerith. Her design. Mm-hmm. Yo, Biggs look bad. The Biggs look like a badass in the anime style that he got here. And it also breaks down the guns too, how the guns work and everything. That's dope. Details like that. That's the thing about creating stories and lore and stuff like that. Is the details. When you go down to the very details of all this shit, you know, it goes to show how serious that they take it as far as like trying to make the world living and breathable and feel like it's breathable. Here's Jessie and Jessie parents and her being an actress and stuff like that. Yep. Yeah, they really did this up. I really appreciate this. It was a good read too. Very good read. No, wait, hold before. Let me see. Is my woman? I forgot my woman in here. Where is she? Here she go. And my woman Scarlet. There's Scarlet right there. The cougar. Yeah. They went really deep. They went really deep with this, man. I'm gonna get the Rebirth one. I'm gonna get the Rebirth one as well. I'm definitely gonna invest in that one. Let me see something. Let me see. I got let me see. I also bought. If this is something I definitely want to talk about because everybody's talking about this and hoping that it happens from Nintendo and Monolith Soft. This is my collector's edition for Xenoblade Chronicles X for the Wii U. And I'm gonna tell you one thing. I was fucking disappointed in this game. Like said, did you like Final Fantasy 12? What was the experience like? Final Fantasy 12, I like the gameplay of 12. The storyline was kind of boring. None of the characters none of the characters felt like you really couldn't tell who was the main character in that game in Final Fantasy 12. I love the combat, I love the mechanics, I love the class system, the gambit system and stuff like that. But I stopped playing it because the story, despite how good the gameplay was, the story was not hitting it for me. It just wasn't. I'm not saying the game is not corny, but the story just did not pull me in. It just fell flat for me, and I just let it go. Yeah, this is the collector's edition that I bought. It came with the art. It came with the art book. It came with the soundtrack that's in the USB drive, right here, or whatever like that. But I'm gonna tell you one thing, man. I was so disappointed when I got this game. I was so disappointed. Because Xenoblade Chronicles 1 was, you had a main protagonist, and it was very, very, very story driven, very story heavy. With this game, you're a silent protagonist, and there's nothing wrong with silent protagonists. I don't have a problem with that. But the characters themselves and everything about this game felt so fucking generic. All the characters felt generic to me, or whatever. And then this version, Xenoblade Chronicles X, put more emphasis on exploration than story. Story really, like, stories, they lock the story behind like these nodes that you have to collect on the map. Once you get a certain amount of nodes, then you're able to progress in the story, and I hated that, because what happens is the nodes are scattered on the map, and that's to encourage you to actually go out there and explore the map. The game focused more heavily on exploration than getting into the story. So I spent most of my time running around, killing shit, running this way, running that way, and it's got repetitive. And then the soundtrack was just a fucking hit or miss. Like all like it was certain songs, like when you be in a particular area, and it'd be like, why is this song playing? Like, how does this song even fit the combat? How does this song even fit this environment? You know? So when I bought this game, like, I started playing it and I just dropped it. I just put the game down. And then the thing is, I had pre-ordered this game, the collectors, and I also got the guide. And you know, I'm not a strategy guide person, but the guide looked so beautiful. I bought it just to have it. Never used it. I just bought it just to have it. And I was so excited for this damn game, and I was just fucking disappointed. You know, when I played it or whatever like that, it just didn't hit. It didn't hit at all for me when it came to this game or whatever. So, but if they remake the game, or they HD remaster, I'll give it a go. I'll go back to it. I'll give it a try. Because like right now, I don't feel like I gotta go in storage and get my Wii U and then plug, and then I gotta get all, no, I don't feel like going through all that just to play this game. So, if they happen to bring it back for the Nintendo Switch, or the potential sequel, or a potential, you know, new console, Nintendo console, I'll give it a go again. And then, also, I have bought Xenoblade Chronicles 2 collectors, and still, out of all the Xenoblade games, this is my favorite fucking game. Like, I love Xenoblades. I love all three games. I love them, but 2 is my favorite game. And if you're new to my channel, one of my highest Xenoblade videos was the video that I made about how Xenoblade Chronicles 2 revived and reinvigorated my passion for JRPGs again. Because you gotta understand, I moved away from JRPGs. JRPGs after a while, you know, like around 2015 to, I believe, like 2017, 2018-ish or whatever like that. I don't know. The genre started getting stale for me after a while. And plus, like, this is during the time I was in college, and I didn't have time to really sit down and put hours and hours into a JRPG. So what I did was, most of my time, I became more of an avid fighting game player after a while. Because fighting games, you're able to pick up and play. You pick it up, go online, play a couple of rounds, level up your rank for a little bit, and then turn it off and get right back to studies, in your dorm and stuff like that. So I became RPGs was second place, and the fighting games moved up to the first slot. But once the Switch was revealed and Xenoblade Chronicles 2 was revealed, I was hyped just by looking at it. And then the game came out. I ended up buying it. I pre-ordered, got the collectors, got the game. But guess what ended up happening? I never even opened it. I kept the game in the box. Never played it on launch day. So my brother Keel Lancer, he ended up playing his copy, and he was playing it. I never seen my brother. He was walking around the house in portable mode, playing. He was just constantly playing this game. He couldn't put his Nintendo Switch down. So my brother Keel was like, "Bro, you please pick up this game. You gotta play it." And at the time, I'm finally home from college now, got my degree and everything, and I'm trying to get my life together and stuff like that. And I'm not gonna lie, I sat there, and the main reason why I didn't open it was because I was very intimidated by this game. And what do I mean by intimidated by it? You gotta remember, Xenoblade Chronicles 1 boasted the fact is that this game has no load screens, and it's a massive world, and you're gonna spend hundreds of hours in this world. And I wasn't sure if I was ready for an RPG that's gonna take me hundreds of hours to play. I wasn't sure if should this be my first JRPG that I've played in a very long time. Should this be the first game I jump into that's going to be 100 and something hours long? So that really intimidated me. It really did. I'm going to be honest with you. So that was another reason why I kept procrastinating and pushing this game back, pushing it back. So Keo said, bro, please play the game. And I'm going to say, I said this before on plenty of my other streams. Anytime my brother begged me to try it and say you won't be disappointed, he never misses. Like every time my brother gets to that point where he begs me to play something, he never misses. Not one time has he ever been off. So I was like, okay, I'll give it a try. I get into the game, started playing it, but the game felt so slow at the beginning. Like the first chapter, the first 2 chapters was fucking slow. I was like, I don't know if I can be able to play this damn game. This game is so slow. It's not picking up. It's not grabbing me. So what happens? I put the game down again. Because remember, I bought this at launch, but I didn't touch this game for a year. Didn't touch it for a fucking year. So then I end up picking it up a year later, picked it up, and then after playing within the first 2 chapters, like, I don't know. I sat it down for another 5 months. So my brother came back to me and said, bro, trust me. Go back to it. The game gets better. It gets crazy after chapter 3. So I was like, okay, all right, bro. I'm gonna give it another shot. And boy, he was not lying. When chapter 3 came in, and then when Mythra was introduced because of a certain particular character, something happened to that character, and it caused Mythra to come out, and shit started hitting the fan. And my brother wasn't lying when that shit happened. This shit just hit the fan. And I'm like, okay, now you got my attention. And then I started playing the game. I started getting heavily invested in it. And then the blade system, the combat to it, the blade system and the mechanics was just fucking awesome. It just kept me engaged. And then every blade had its own personality, its own backstory and quests and stuff like that. And then you're able to give each of your drivers a blade or whatever like that. And you can send some of your blades that you're not using, send them out on quests to bring back, resources and everything. And then the blade system was like a gacha system because you didn't know what blade you was going to get. Then I found out that Cosmos was in the game. And Cosmos is the hardest blade you can possibly get. And I never got her. I never got that role at all. And I'm still pissed off at that I never got Cosmos or whatever. But I played the game and enjoyed every bit of this game. So then, what happened was, this was the first game that actually literally, made me undock my Switch and take it out the house. Because I was at the laundromat and I wanted to wash clothes, and I sat in the laundromat, and I had my, and it also made me go out to buy me a Nintendo Switch carrying case. And I bought a Nintendo Switch carrying case, and I bought it outside, and went to the laundromat, and sat down and played that fucking game. Played Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Because I don't undock my Switch. I'm not a handheld person like that. So most of the time I'm playing on my television and whatever. But this was the game that made me undock my Switch and take it outdoors. And I went into the laundromat and I was playing this game for hours. Yeah, Cosmos is in the game, Warlock. She's a rare blade to get in the game. Very, very rare. A hard pull. You gotta be fucking lucky to get her. You gotta be fucking lucky. Some people get her early in the game, and some people don't get her until the end of the game. Pull her. Oh yeah, Landon. I'm gonna get to that part. So what happened was, I started playing through the game, and I made it to the very end, bro. And as the game started getting closer to find out what Elysium was, it started fucking with me. I'm like, yo, I'm like, what? I'm like, oh my god, I'm not gonna spoil anything in here. So I'm like, what? This is what Elysium was? And the thing that got me the most was the game shows you that part 1 of Xenoblade and part 2 are connected, because as you play in the game, there's no references at all to the first game. It's like Xenoblade Chronicles 2 was like its own game, and they did it well, because you don't need knowledge of the first game to play this. It's its own game. But when you make it to the end of the game, it reveals to you that this game is connected to the first game, and you won't believe how it is connected. And when you do, it's like, yo, this shit, it fucking works. It works. So another thing that really pulled me in was, as you got close to the end of the game, you started seeing Xenogears references, and it started feeling more like Xenogears, and that's what got me. Because the thing I like about Xeno is, more specifically Xenogears, most of the Xenoblade games, there's not enough mech action. There's not enough religious aspect, because Xeno is very pulls from the Judeo-Christian religion and its faith. And remember, Xenogears was very controversial back in the day, and it was banned in Europe. It wasn't until recent to where the Europeans were actually able to play Xenogears, just recently. But it was banned because of the themes and the tones and how it flips the Christian faith on its head, and how they incorporate the mechs into the Christian faith and everything that surrounds it and stuff. And that's what really pulled me into Xenogears. But the Xenoblades didn't focus on the mechs. They tried to bring it back with Xenoblade Chronicles X, and because if you look at Xenoblade Chronicles X, which I'll show you in a second what I mean. Let me see. Let me check the book. Or no, they don't even got it on the book. Yeah, the book don't got it. But Xenoblade, if you look at the original Xenoblade, the very first trailer that Xenoblade Chronicles X had, it had the Xenogears X. That's what got me excited about Xenoblade Chronicles X, because now they were bringing the mechs back. That reminded me of Xenogears. And even though it got the mechs in there, it doesn't feel like Xenogears. You get what I'm saying? But as you start getting closer to the end, you start seeing more and more Xenogears reference, and it started digging into the mechs a bit. It started giving me a taste of that Xenogears, and that's what started pulling me in even more. But I finished the game and loved it. Now, that's when the expansion came out. Xenoblade Chronicles, where is it? Do I got, yeah, I got it, but I'm trying to see if I can pull it up over here. Xenoblade Chronicles, yeah, here we go. 1 second, guys. I want to just grab it. Xenoblade Chronicles, let me grab 3, and then I'm going to grab Xenoblade Chronicles. Where is it? 1 second. Here we go. The Xenoblade Chronicles. The Torna. And then I got my Xenoblade Chronicles. Here we go. So, then, Xenoblade, still to this day, Xenoblade Chronicles 2, the expansion pack. The Golden Country of Torna. My guy, my nigga. Xenoblade Chronicles, The Golden Country of Torna, was the first game to ever make me cry. I never cried. A video game never made me cry. Well, I'm sitting here lying. When Aerith died, I cried. But besides Final Fantasy VII, this was the most recent game that made me fucking cry. One, this is one hell of a DLC. This is an expansion. Like I got lucky and got the physical, because after I beat Xenoblade Chronicles 2, I was so addicted because I was like, you know what, I'm gonna get Torna, but I'll probably get Torna a month or so, or a couple, like 6 months later or something like that. I'll get it digital. But I got so hooked after playing the game, I said, no, I gotta play Torna right away. And they don't sell these physical no more. So I ran to GameStop. They had one more copy left. So I bought the physical copy of this. 15 hours of gameplay. A new region, which is Torna itself. And this game is a few hundred years in the past before the events of this game. So he's able to get a chance to see the origin of Pyra and Mithra, and Adam, which is her driver and everything, and what happened to Torna and stuff, and Jin, which is one of the antagonists of in Xenoblade Chronicles 2. And when I say I cried when I played this game. When I say this game got dark at the end, when I say motherfuckers was dying in this game, motherfuckers was dying. And it didn't pull any punches of what characters. They didn't care what characters that you was attached to. And that shit pulled at my heartstrings. And then you found out why the new rules and new laws were set in place in certain regions because of the incidents that happened here. And at the end, bro, when I was like, yo, this game is beautiful, man. Like, I fucking cried at the end. That's how attached I was to these characters. It was so fucking sad. This game was not a good ending. And I think those are the things that impact me the most, is when to me, they feel more realistic. Because not everything's a happy ending. Not everything's going to end well in life, for you and stuff. One second. Yeah, so I like that's why I think these stories hit me the most, because not everything is going to be a happy ending. Like, this game was not a happy ending. It was not a happy ending at all. And a good villain, a good antagonist, is when you able to sympathize, where you understand where they're coming from. I'm sorry, Jin and Xenoblade Chronicles 2, a way better antagonist than Sephiroth. Way better. I actually understand him. I actually understand his plight. Like matter of fact, I'm like, yo, I'm on like I'm rooting. I was rooting for him too. Like, he's a villain, but like I'm rooting for him. Like, I want to see him. I want to see his vision or his dream come to be. You know what I'm saying? Because of what that man went through, or what that blade went through. You know what I'm saying? Jin was one of the most like sympathetic characters or villains that really hit me, man. That shit was like a gut punch. And I never felt that way about a villain before, man. Like, and I'm like, damn, like, my man went through it. Like my man, like, I'm not gonna spoil anything, but Xenoblade Chronicles 2, the base game, play the base game first. Don't play because Torna takes place before the base game. Play Xenoblade Chronicles 2 first, because then because if you play this first, and then like the surprises that happens in Xenoblade Chronicles 2, it won't be as impactful, because you kind of get some ideas from this game. Do not play this first. Play Xenoblade, play the base game first, and then come back to this. Jin, like in Xenoblade Chronicles 2, like, they introduce you to the character. You start to find out what his motivations are, and once you find out his motivations, like, all right, okay, yeah, I understand. Like, I would feel that way too. But when you play this game goes deep into everything, and I feel so sorry for this man, because you got to understand, in Xenoblade Chronicles 2, the system is built on drivers and blades. Blades are like these characters to where they're inside this thing called a blade crystal, and a driver is a person who resonates with it, and when the blade comes out of his crystal, and whoever the driver is that manifests it, they're attached to their blade. Now, their blade are sentient beings. Some of them look human, some of them like creatures, and all kinds of stuff. And it got into a point to where you have sometimes the driver will fall in love with his own with their own blade, and whatever like that. Now, the thing is about blades, once the driver dies, the blade goes back into their crystal again, waiting for somebody else to come resonate with them. But the problem is, when they're re-resonated, they lose the memory of their past owners or their past life, so they don't remember anything. So in a sense, it's like death, right? But blades, they understand their fate. You know, like we go back, we get re-resonated and got a new life. I don't remember who I was in the past. I don't remember who my past owner was. So what if you meet an antagonist who says, you know, fuck that. Blades need to be able to. The blades should be able to be able to remember. We're like we have feelings too, and Jin. The only reason why Jin was, when he was a blade, he's like a legendary blade. On top of that, he never remembered his past or anything, and he accepted his fate as a blade until he met this girl named Laura who resonated with him. Now she was a little girl at the time when her mom was being abused and stuff. She touched it and resonated, and when Jin came out, he connected with her and he ended up protecting her. And then she ended up, eventually as time went along, she developed into a grown woman. She's a woman now. And I like that this male and female dynamic and how powerful a male and female relationship is, and the power of a woman, was because Jin, he accepted his fate as a blade. That, you know, your driver will die someday. You know, they're human. They grow old, they die, and, you know, you start the process over again. But when it came to Laura was a woman now. She's like, I think Laura's like 30 in the game. She's a woman now. Beautiful woman now and stuff. And he grew up, he pretty much raised her, and now she's developed into a grown woman, and he don't know the concept of what love is, but being around her, he started getting that concept and that feeling what love is. Because she would rub his face and stuff, and she said her dream one day was to get an orphanage, and they would raise kids and stuff like that. And now that he's getting these feelings, he looking like, yo, I don't want her to die, or I don't want to not remember her if something was ever to happen to her. And I was feeling that shit. Like now he's starting to contemplate. Now he's trying to figure out a way, how can I remember this woman, or how can I keep my memories? So what he did as a blade, he started making journals. He started having journals and everything, started writing stuff down. And he wanted to be able to put his journal somewhere to where he able to get to it, and to have this journal and to be able to remember this woman. And by the time you do reach the climax of everything, man, because like I said, this is in the story, the base story. So you're going to be introduced to that anyway, but you got a chance to see what happened, and he ended up losing her. And he made a desperate attempt to be able to hold on to her, because remember, when your blade dies, you go back into the crystal. But he did something that was forbidden, to where he's able to keep her. She's dead, but she's kind of like dead. She is dead, but he fixed it to where he's able to keep her somewhat, her life force somewhat alive, so he can pretty much extract his revenge. Because because he got, like I said, they got set up, they got portrayed, and she finally got her dream. They end up opening up an orphanage and everything, and everybody end up getting killed. Oh my god! And Jin end up surviving, and he's like, no, I don't want to lose her. I don't want to go back to my crystal. So he did something to her to where he's able to take her life force and able to keep her around, even though she's dead. But it's allowed him to be able to walk this earth without a driver. So what was so crazy about Xenoblade Chronicles 2, when you meet Jin, you always see Jin, but you never see his driver. And then you found out that he's a blade walking around without a driver. How is that possible? Oh my god, dog. But in this game, by the time you meet to the end, you start to find out, now you see what his motivations, and this nigga walked the earth for 100 or 200 years to get his fucking revenge. And you all you could do is want to root for this nigga. What's up, Tommy Taco? Yeah, Jin is a blade, but yeah, Jin is a blade that's walking around. He's walking around without a driver. He did something to his owner in order for him to walk around even though she's dead. I'm like, yo, like, the best antagonist ever, dog. Like, I was rooting for this nigga, man. But I'm not gonna spoil part 2, so you'll be able to find out what happened to Jin. But Jin is broken as fuck. He is broken. And then, of course, Rex, the main character, he's broken as shit too. But dude, I cried at the end because the way it ended and the song that was playing at the end with the vocals and stuff, and how this nigga want to get his revenge and shit like that. Like, yo, I'm gonna walk the earth for the next 100 years, and to bring my plan alive, to bring my plan to fruition, to extract my revenge. And what they took what was theirs to me. Oh my fucking god, man, dude, I was fucking crying, man. I was fucking crying, bro. That game hit me. That shit pulled at my heartstrings. And he was one of my favorite antagonists in the JRPG. And that was it for like Xenoblade Chronicles 2, man. Ever since then, I was back on my JRPG craze again. That's all I've been doing after that was JRPGs. Love the fuck out of it. Also, of course, Xenoblade Chronicles 3, I think this one was a disappointment for me. It's not a bad game, but after coming off with this, and then when they showed us that they're combined, Xenoblade Chronicles 3 combines the worlds of Xenoblade Chronicles 1 and 2. And then in Xenoblade Chronicles 3, Xenoblade Chronicles 1 world has a faction, and Xenoblade Chronicles 2 world have a faction, and they're all at war with each other. And that's what got me hyped. I said, how? What's going on? Now I want to know. Because Xenoblade Chronicles 1 and 2 are separate universes. How did they come together? And then once I got to the gist, once we get to the bottom of it, I was kind of disappointed. The characters... Oh, what's up, Super Android? I love the characters. Don't get me wrong. The characters were awesome in this. But the overarching story, man, it didn't punch. It didn't hit the same way. And once you found out about the worlds and why they are what they are, and I'm like, really? And then they didn't really tie, like, I'm not going to say that because once the expansion, because Xenoblade Chronicles 3 also got an expansion, just like how Torna, just like Part 2 had this expansion, Part 3 had an expansion. I'm going to be honest with you. That was a lot better. It didn't hit me like this one did, but it was a good expansion, and it tied all of the Xenoblades together. And no, dare I say, it did not only tie the Xenoblades together, it tied Xenosaga and Xenogears. How the fuck was he able to pull that shit off without you know, the permission really from Square Enix of all people? Dude, I lost my mind in that expansion of Xenoblade Chronicles 3. My nigga, they mentioned every element. When I say they name dropped niggas from Xenosaga. They name dropped certain elements from Xenogears. Like the ship of Philadelphia. That was the ship that Faye from Xenogears had, not Faye, but his predecessor, Adam. That Adam had ridden on Xenogears that crash landed on another planet. Bro, they was name dropping it and just they wasn't even ashamed. So guess what they did? When Xenoblade Chronicles 3 ended, bro, I lost my mind with the expansion pack. This what this motherfucker did slick. I'm all excited now. Now guess what? This what this motherfucker did. Now, at the end of Xenoblade Chronicles 3, right? At the end of Xenoblade Chronicles 3, you see Xenoblade Chronicles 1 and 2, they're separate universes, right? They're separate universes, but they're all going on parallel of each other, right? When you're fighting, it's this guy named Klaus. He was a scientist who got a hold of the what they call it, the conduit or something like that. The conduit, which is like this, it's from another dimension or something like that. It's a religious, let me put it this way, it's a religious symbol. It's from the Bible, the Zohar, or whatever. But anyway, anybody who touches it can pretty much reshape the universe. He reshaped the universe in his own image. But as a result, what it did was it fucked with Earth and it split Earth. into two different dimensions, right? But the thing is, since it split the Earth into two different dimensions, humanity was wiped out. Once humanity was wiped out, Klaus ends up realizing that he made a mistake. He's the only human left alive, which means he is God. So he had to be God and recreate man again. Or whatever. And I'm not going to go through the whole gist, but Xenoblade Chronicles 1 and 2 are going on at the same time in two separate Earths, two separate worlds, right? When you fight the last boss in Xenoblade Chronicles 1, the characters in Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is fighting the last boss in that world. Now, this is the crazy thing. Klaus, the scientist who started all this shit, his body is split in half. One half of his body is in the Xenoblade Chronicles 1 universe, and then the other half is Xenoblade Chronicles 2. So in Xenoblade Chronicles 2, you actually hear the voices of Shulk and his party members fighting the final boss in the first game. So while you were fighting the final boss in the second game, Shulk and them was fighting the final boss in the first game. Bro, it's fucking crazy. But oh, thanks, Chris. Thanks for the $10 super chat. Appreciate it. Yo, Abel. Yeah, Abel. Sorry, low expectation. It was Abel. I couldn't remember the name. Yeah. So it said this man was crying and mad as fuck at the same time. Shut up, Android. So yeah. So what happened was, eventually, this is what ended up happening. Eventually, both universes, Xenoblade Chronicles 2 and Xenoblade Chronicles 3, both universes can feel each other. They're vibrating on the same frequency. Now the two universes, Xenoblade Chronicles 1 and 2, are coming together. But this is the problem. If these worlds come together, it's going to kill everybody. So now what's going on is you have the Queen of Xenoblade Chronicles 1 that's representing Xenoblade Chronicles 1, which is one of the main protagonists from Xenoblade Chronicles 1. And then you have Nia from Xenoblade Chronicles 2. She becomes the queen of the universe of Xenoblade Chronicles 2. They were able to somehow communicate with the with each other from both worlds and say, yo, shit about to go down. We're all going to die when our worlds, because if you look up in the sky, they can see the other world. So they said we have to come up with something, because we all going to fucking die if these worlds come together. We're dead. So what they did was the two queens came together and said, yo, I'm going to build, the machine was called, I believe it's called Origin. Man, it's been a minute. They built this thing called Origin. It's like a supercomputer which is going to take the data from all living human beings, and once the worlds merge together, it saved the data of everybody, and then the data will come back and pretty much re-upload everybody, so no one dies. So what happened was the Queen Nia, and then the Queen, I think her name was Mira, I can't remember her name right now. They had to come, she had to create half of Origin on her side, and then Nia had to create half of Origin on their side. So when the worlds collide, Origin connects together, everybody get booted up, and then bam. But you know things never happens the way it's supposed to happen. The moment the worlds are supposed to collide, some motherfucker named Zed comes in and said, no, fuck this shit. Y'all ain't gonna do this. No. This motherfucker comes out of nowhere. He comes in right when the plans were supposed to merge. He comes in between it and then take over Origin and then create his own universe or whatever like that, where both planets are stuck in motion. They're not moving. So now what happens is he created a universe in between Xenoblade Chronicles 1 and 2 universe, and that's where the game takes place at. It takes place in this universe. Now in this universe, everybody in this universe are in constant war with each other. Now the thing is, this universe is a copy of both Xenoblade Chronicles 1 and 2 world, and it took the elements and it mixed them together. So when you walk in this universe, you see both land masses from both games creating new land masses. So you see some elements of 2 and elements of 1. Now the problem is, in this universe, everybody dies at the within the life cycle of 10 years, and then it's rinse and repeat. They all have to fight each other to refill the flame clock. and then they have to give themselves to the queen and sacrifice themselves, and then the cycle starts over again. So the main characters, they're constantly being recycled. I'm not gonna go through the whole thing, but the story was okay. But what get interesting is when you play the DLC, you play is a prequel where you find out what happened to the founders of when when this new world was first put together. You play as Shulk, you play as Rex. Rex is a grown man. You play as all the old characters all together in one party. That shit was fucking good. But the fast forward, anyway, the heroes end up becoming successful at the end of Xenoblade Chronicles 3. And the worlds together end up merging together perfectly. And you see both worlds merge together. And guess what happened? When the worlds merged together, it created planet Earth. Planet Earth comes back. Now, just like the Oracle said in the Matrix, this is going to bake your noodle. So, if you play any of the Xeno games, you will get hyped the moment you see this. Why am I saying this? Oh, thanks, Chris. Yeah, exactly. He made his own pocket universe. So, check. Yeah, exactly. Expectations. So, check this out. Both 1 and 2 come back together to make Planet Earth. Planet Earth is back now, right? Now, they zoom out. You see Planet Earth. When you see Planet Earth, right? Next thing you know, if you're a Xeno fan and play every Xeno game, not just Blade, but all the Xeno games, then your mind is going to go into a place that you think that maybe should I go there, or am I setting myself up for disappointment? But if you play the other Xeno games, you would jump out of your seat and start screaming, because I don't know how this man pulled this off legally, or I don't know, or if he had a business deal with the companies, with the other companies that own the properties to the other Xeno games. I don't know what he's planning, but he's planning some sneaky shit. And what I mean by that, when you see Planet Earth, right, the screen zooms back, you see Planet Earth and from space, but then all of a sudden you see this little dot that's in the air like a star, and it's floating, and it's going faster and faster, and it's on its way landing to Earth. And I was like, no fucking way. That better not be who I think it is. It better not be who I think it is that's about to land on Earth. So, Mugen Lord, what are you talking about? Who is this person that you're talking about that you think is going to land, is probably coming to Earth and about to make impact? Brace yourself. That person, if speculation is correct after what they spoiled with us, that person is Cosmos from Xeno Saga. Why do I say that? I'm gonna bring it back to you for a second. Now, in Xenogears and Xeno Saga, Earth is known as Lost Jerusalem because at some point man had left Earth. Man has left Earth and traveled the stars. Traveled far out into the far ends of the galaxy and shit like that. And Earth was missing. No one could find Earth. Earth was known as Lost Jerusalem. No one could find the location of Earth, right? So by the end of Xeno Saga, Cosmos sacrificed herself because Xion and them had to find Lost Jerusalem. Finding Lost Jerusalem was the thing they needed to find in order to close out the Xeno Saga series. Xion and them had to find Lost Jerusalem. But in order for them to get out there and escape, Cosmos sacrificed herself. Or whatever. During the time she was making her sacrifice, she ended up blowing up and missing her torso. It ended up floating out into space. So Cosmos never died. Now check this out though. By the time you end Xeno Saga Episode 3, Xion and the rest of the party members and say it's going to be a long journey, but we're going to find Lost Jerusalem. And as the credit rolls, check this out. As the credit roll, you see Cosmos at the end of Xeno Saga 3. She's in the vast darkness of space, but all of a sudden, you see this sun. This light come out in the middle of space, and when you see her body floating in space, you see planet Earth, Lost Jerusalem. Her body end up floating and floated into the location of Lost Jerusalem, and as it's floating, you see her body going down into planet Earth. And then when you look at Xeno Saga 3, when you end it, the Xenoblade 3, when you end it, you see Earth finally come back. So remember I said in Xenogears and Xenosaga, they said they don't know what happened to Earth, lost Jerusalem. Now in Xenosaga, remember I told you Klaus had activated the conduit, which split the universe in half, and it got rid of Earth. Earth was gone. So in Xenosaga, if you plug it together, Xenosaga, Lost Jerusalem, Earth was missing. They called it Lost Jerusalem. They don't know what happened to Earth. So if you connected the Xenoblade, Klaus was responsible for the disappearance of planet Earth. So by the time you finish Xenoblade Chronicles 3, both separate planets of Xenoblade Chronicles 1 and 2 merge together and brings Earth back. When Earth comes back, Cosmos is finally appearing, and she makes it down. We think they made it like she died because she shut off. Her body blew up in pieces. She sacrificed herself. When it blew up or whatever like that into pieces, her body's just floating out into space. And at the end of Xenoblade, Xenosaga, her body's just floating in space. And as it's floating in space, you see the horizon come up, and you see planet Earth. Lost Jerusalem is finally made its appearance. So you look at Xenoblade, both planets of 1 and 2 of Xenoblade comes together to make Earth. And now when Earth finally appears, you see this star in the sky coming to Earth. Bro. Oh, thanks, Lord Blades, for stopping through. Always appreciate it. Bro. You should have seen me in this room when I lost my shit. And every fan was thinking the same thing I was thinking. Why would they sat there and mention characters from Xenosaga at the end of Xenoblade 3? And they did it sneakily. They did it slick. They did it on a radio where the main character is looking for his sister in this fake world. And it has this radio playing, and it's mentioning characters from Xenosaga, and it's telling you like a timeline before some of these things start. Before the Rallians, the androids, before the androids became a thing in Xenosaga, and mentioned the ship of Philadelphia, the ship that Abel, aka Faye, was riding. They leave Earth to go to travel and shit like that. It was mentioning all these things. Why would they do something like that if they're not going to use it in some way? And also, the creator of Xenoblade was so cryptic about it. He said, watch it in carefully, and you'll get an idea of where we're going with Xenoblade moving forward. So what I'm thinking is this motherfucker found a way to connect all them motherfuckers somehow. From different universes. He said more like his own harem universe. Of the world, yeah. So now, even though you don't need to understand Xenosaga to play Xenoblade. I don't want y'all to get confused with that. You don't need to understand Xenogears to play Xenoblade. This dude he masterfully tied all his franchises together, and you don't need to play all of them to understand any of them. They're their own self-contained story, but he connected them. I don't know how this motherfucker pulled this off masterfully. Oh, what's up, Yorameshi? He did it. I don't know how he's able to pull it off like that. He pulled it off. He fucking pulled it off. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't fucking believe it. I have Nier Automata. Yeah, oh I appreciate it, man. I noticed that you jumped into the just now the Discord or whatever. He said, so in your journey, where do I start when I buy the Xeno series? Well, like I said, they're their own self-contained, so you can start anywhere you want, because like you don't need one to know the other, so you can jump anywhere you want. I would say Xenoblade is because guess what? There's no HD remaster of Xenosaga. So if you want to play Xenosaga, you're going to need a PS2, and you want one, and then two, you're going to need to find the copies of them. Because remember, let me put it this way. The Xeno series was such an ambitious project where the creator had never got a chance to see his vision ever finished. He never finished his vision. Because Xenogears is actually, he did a George Lucas. Xenogears is actually episode 5 of his series. He started with episode 5 first. Xenogears, the Xeno series is supposed to end at episode 6 or something like that. So what happened was, the creator of Xenogears, what he did was, Xenogears was originally supposed to be a Final Fantasy game, Final Fantasy 7. It was supposed to be Final Fantasy 7 first. The corporate heads at Square Enix was Squaresoft at the time. They were Squaresoft at the time. When they got into the story, they seen the religious Christian overtones and some of the stuff that was in it and how hardcore it was, and they were saying this is not like Final Fantasy. So they said, yo, this is not a Final Fantasy game. So it ended up not being a Final Fantasy 7 game. So then Xenogears is supposed to be a sequel to Chrono Trigger after that. So what happened was they did a pitch. They started showing off what they were doing with the game and said, yo, this is way beyond a Chrono game. Like, this is not even Chrono at this point. So they said, all right, how about this? We'll give you a budget and we'll put you in charge of a new franchise or a new IP. So what happened was, he was sitting at the lunch table and he met, and one of the women that worked, one of the women who was a game developer, used to sit at the lunchroom table because he liked to talk about philosophy and he liked to talk about like different religious aspects and stuff like that, and talk about philosophy. But he could never connect with anybody on that type of level until he met this woman on the job who ends up becoming his wife. She was a game developer too. He met her and they used to talk about a lot of this stuff. So he came to her and they started talking and saying, yo, like, how about we do a game together? Let's bring this idea to them. So pretty much him and his wife started the Xenogears series or whatever like that. So they gave him that. And we gotta remember, during the time of Xenogears, Square Enix got successful over Final Fantasy 7. So because it got successful over Final Fantasy 7 and Squaresoft started to become a mainstream name within the gaming industry, Squaresoft started smelling their ass a bit. And what do I mean by smelling their ass? These motherfuckers started getting too big for their bridges. They had greenlit Final Fantasy 8, 9, 10, and 11 all at the same time while developing the Final Fantasy Spirits Within movie. All at the same time. That's what destroyed Squaresoft. Because they got so damn cocky, so damn confident, they greenlit a bunch of Final Fantasy games all at one time. They were working on them all at once. So you know what that meant? That cut into the budget for Xenogears. And the creator of Xenogears felt some type of fucking way about it. Was because when Spirits Within failed, that pretty much almost made them bankrupt. And this was during the time where Squaresoft was going to buy Enix. Enix was going to get purchased by Squaresoft. When Spirits Within failed, Enix like, oh, hold up. They said, never mind, we're not going to do this merger. So Square was like, oh, shit. So Square had to figure out what to do, and so they had to put more emphasis on Final Fantasy. They had to double down on Final Fantasy and make a better product, a better Final Fantasy product. So what did that mean? They had to cancel a future Chrono project. They had to cancel a bunch of other IPs. They had a bunch of different IPs in the work. They had to cut that, so they cut that out of the way. They cut the Chrono series, and they cut some of the front missions and stuff like that. They started doing all kinds of shit, and then it affected the budget for Xenogears. Okay, now, if you haven't played Xenogears, Xenogears is 2 discs. Now, the problem with Xenogears is the game is actually incomplete. You'll never get a chance to see his full vision. What do I mean by that? Well, what happened is you'll notice that there's a difference between Xenogears Disc 1 and Xenogears Disc 2. Pretty much, Xenogears Disc 2 became a visual novel, meaning that you don't really play the game. It's nothing but dialogue, and boss fight segments. And then by the time you finish the boss fight segments, the only time you have access to the rest of the world map is at the very end. So when you finish all the light novel, visual novel bullshit or whatever like that, that's when the world map opens up. There's really nothing to do but just to catch up on things that you may have missed out on. But you pretty much going to the last boss to finish the game, and you never got to see the full vision and what the creator had entailed. But after you beat the game revealed that Xenogears is in fact episode 5, I believe. It's episode 5. So that means there's other episodes that came before, and there's one more episode that comes after it. And we never got a chance to see it is because the developer of Xenogears was saying like, yo, that's not fair. Like, we can't work with this budget. And Square told them, say, yo, you either work with the budget you got, or we're going to cancel Xenogears. So that's why Xenogears was pretty much incomplete, and stuff like that. And in fact, the creator had this thing called Perfect Works, Xenogears Perfect Works, which means he had an actual map of where he wanted to take the Xenogears series in the franchise itself, but it never saw the light of day, which really upsets me, is because I wanted to see what this man had cooking, like, because this man's story, bro. When Xenogears came out, I was in 7th grade, I think, and bro, that story was way in over my head, but I loved the fuck out of that game. I had to play that game so many times over and over again to even grasp the knowledge, to grasp the concept of what that game is actually about and shit like that. He said, personal opinion, Xenosaga 1 is the best start with. It shows the earliest points of the timeline. Yeah, now guess what? So I'm about to get into Xenosaga. This is why I wanted to pull in and give you the experience, to tell you how, like, what this all is and what's going on with this. So essentially, Xenosaga. So what happened was he left Square, and he wanted to start his own company called Monolith Soft, or whatever like that. So I'm trying to find the fucking. I'm trying to find the. Give me everything what I'm looking for. Let that load up. So yeah, so what happened was Bandai Namco funded Monolith Soft to be their second party studio to make games for them, and they had built a great relationship with the creator of the Xeno series, so they helped them build Monolith Soft. So the thing was, Xenosaga was going to be developed under the banner of Bandai, no, of Namco. They wasn't Bandai Namco yet; it was just Namco. Underneath Namco. And I remember looking at PlayStation Magazine, and they said Xeno is back, and they said Xenosaga. I'm like, oh shit. So then what happens is, he couldn't. Square owns the rights to Xenogears. Even though that's his vision, Square owns the rights to Xenogears, which means that he can't use any of those elements from Xenogears and put into Xenosaga. So he pretty much had to restart from scratch. But this time, instead of starting with episode 5, he starts with episode 1 this time around. And because it's easier to start from scratch from episode 1, because he never made anything underneath the Squaresoft banner for episode 1. So he can start from there. And he has to, now the goal is he has to get back to that point of Xenogears, but now he would have to retell Xenogears, but in a different way, since Square owns the rights to Xenogears. They own the right to Xenogears. So that's what he had to do. But this is where the problem came into place. Xenosaga came out, right? Xenosaga came out, and guess what? Xenosaga bombed. Xenosaga bombed sadly. And I'm going to be honest with you guys. I wasn't really feeling Xenosaga. I really wasn't. It didn't have the same feel. It didn't have the same gameplay that I love. I played it anyway. The game, what I do like about it, it felt like you're watching an anime. The only problem I had with Xenosaga, because this man's mind is fucking insane, man. Like, in a positive way. The concepts that he come up with, like, I want to pick this man's brain. And the thing that bothers that I couldn't get into Xenosaga is because he pretty much pulled a Hideo Kojima. If you understand what Hideo Kojima, after a while, most of his games weren't video games. They were like movies. Like, you spent most of your time having the game taking the control from you, and you spend most of your time sitting down watching cutscenes after cutscenes after cutscenes. And that's what Xenosaga ended up becoming. It felt like you were watching an anime, which I had no problem with. But at the end of the day, Xeno series is a video game. It's not an anime. It's a video game. And the thing that gets me most about Xenosaga is that when you get into a cutscene, these cutscenes will last for a fucking hour. You're sitting down getting exposition after exposition after exposition. Now, Landon, I agree, Landon. Out of all the Xenosagas, Xenosaga Episode 1 was better than 2 and 3. Episode 2 was garbage. Episode 2 was fucking garbage. Now, so I agree with that. I definitely agree with that. Shut up, Nate. What's up, bro? I definitely agree with that. Xenosaga Episode 1, out of all of them, Xenosaga Episode 1 was the best one of all the Xenosaga games, of all 3. Now, I gotta tell you, Xenosaga was supposed to go up to 6 episodes, I believe it was. It's supposed to be 6 episodes. But it only made it to Episode 3 because each game that came out, it just did horrible. Because where they fucked up was, now, this is one of the, besides the Dot Hack series, Xenosaga was another game that was that was broken into parts. It was designed that way. It wasn't a full game. They were all designed that way, which means that you had data that would carry some data would carry over to the next game. Now you can play the game without the data, but with that data, it would carry over those certain things or whatever. They fucked up with Xenosaga 2. Xenosaga 2 was trash. I could not get into 2 at all. It was just trash or whatever like that. And that was because the creator of the Xenosaga, the Xeno series, he stepped away and he wanted a younger team in there, a fresh blood in there. But you gotta understand, I did talk about earlier that fresh blood need to come into the industry and stuff like that. But here's the problem. Xeno series is not that kind of series where you can just throw young blood in there, because this series right here is a passion project, and it's the lore and everything that's built into this series is made by the mind of a man who's a madman. Like, you would have to get developers and the young developers to be able to understand and pick this man's brains to follow his work, and that was the problem. He pulled away from the second game, and the game bombed even worse. He said, "Who I did? I have no idea." So, yeah. It was a pain to play, but damn, it's an amazing story and segments and stuff. Yeah. So, yeah. So if you into story, which I am into story, but like in my video games, I don't like crazy story where I'm just sitting there and not playing the game. I'm just sitting there and just watching. But if you're into that stuff, yes, be prepared for a ride. When you get into a cutscene, you're going to be sitting in your seat for an hour before you get back into any gameplay. But that's when the creator came back for Episode 3. Now, the thing that I didn't like about Episode 3 removed all the combat mechanics that made Xeno series special. Because Xenogears was a combo system, like a fighting game. You mix and mash different buttons together to create different combo potential and stuff. Xenoblade Chronicles 3, they removed the combo system that Xenosaga 1 had. Xenosaga 3, they removed it and it became a traditional turn-based game. It was just a regular generic turn-based, and that were really upset at me when they did that. But yes, that is the story. Now what happened was they end up breaking away from Bandai. Because now Bandai Namco is a thing now. So Monolith Soft had got its independence. Now, since the creator had left and got its independence and able to create games and stuff like that of whatever they wanted to create, the problem was his vision never got a chance to see it to completion. He never got to Episode 6. So what he did was he realized that, man, if I do another Xeno game, I have to start over again. So Nintendo approached, when Iwata was president, Iwata approached Monolith Soft and said, hey, we want you to do an RPG for us for the Nintendo Wii. So he's like, all right, I would love to, because he's friends with Iwata. So the name of the game was called the Monado or something like that. That's the name. The original name for Xenoblade was the Monado or something like that. But Iwata said this to him. He said, why not call it Xeno? And then he looked up at Iwata like, are you serious? Really? He said, Iwata said, yo, I know you're passionate about that series. Like, you put your heart and soul in that, and it will be an honor if you name your series Xeno. And that's when he came up with Xenoblade. And now he has to start over again. So now in Xenoblade, he can't use anything from Xenosaga. He can't use anything from Xenogears. But what he does is he plays slick. Now, the thing is, you can't call the Zoar anymore. He has to call it the Conduit. You get what I'm saying? And now he has the conduit, and he's able to sprinkle in little elements from both Xenogears and Xenosaga and put it into Xenoblade. And somehow this motherfucker was able to connect all three of those motherfuckers. That was crazy. The Monado, beginning of the world. Yup. And that's how and somehow he's able to put all that shit together, guys. I don't know how that motherfucker did it. I don't know how he did it. Yup. And then let me show you. I found it. I fucking found it. Let me put it over here. All right, so I found years ago. I had found a digital copy of the Xenogears Perfect Works. This is the Perfect Works. This is a Bible, somewhat like a Bible of what he had planned for the Xeno series. This is the stuff that he had planned for it, and it wasn't that many pages, but this is the plans that he was going to go with, that he was designing. And I had the biggest crush on Elihime. Ellie in Xenogears when I was young. She was my other waifu. I had the biggest crush on Ellie. Legally distinct versions, yeah. Late enjoying the first Descendant tech test. Oh, dope, Osman. Yeah, I was such in love with this red hair or orange hair chick, Elihime or whatever like that. I had the biggest crush on her. And then yeah, man, it breaks down the lore and everything. This is what you call a Bible, and this is what I have a Bible just like this for my comic book universe. I have a Bible like it's laid out just like this. I have a literal Bible, and I can't wait. Like eventually, when the more and more the Bible fills up, you will be able to purchase like volumes of my Bible to get the juicy backstories and stuff as this stuff expands and stuff. But I have a Bible just like this. I have it laid out just like this. And yeah, it breaks down all. It breaks it all down. It's my nigga Faye, the main character, Faye Fong Wong. It breaks it all down, man. Like this is some good shit, some real good shit. But yeah, man, that's the Perfect Works, and he never saw his vision completed. Really looking forward to this setup. Yeah, man. Woo! But yeah, man, that pretty much wraps up the stream. Like I was supposed to do 2 hours, I ended up doing 3. I gotta get back to this presentation, go over a few notes and stuff like that. My artist is on Discord, waiting for me, so I need to talk to her a bit and bring her up to speed of what I'm doing and stuff like that. But I'm glad you guys came through and enjoyed the stream. I appreciate Cassie. They flooded my stream for a bit. I really appreciate that. So appreciate the love and stuff. I definitely gotta return that favor when I get a chance, and everything. But yeah, I know the Trail series. Everybody keep asking me to play the Trail series. I will get to it, but you already hear my story about backlogs. It's gonna be a while before I get to the Trails. Trails, I'm gonna need to invest myself into that. And in order to invest myself in that means I can't play any other RPG or game in general. And I have to sit down and I have to binge through those games and stuff like that, because everybody says such high praises about the Trail series. So it's gonna be a while before I get to them. But I have the first Trails in the Sky. I had that when it first launched on Steam. I had bought it but never played it. So I'm gonna start with the first Trails in the Sky and stuff like that. But I'm definitely getting to the Cold Steel. You guys, that's the only series. That is the only series that I keep hearing from you guys. That like, you gotta play it. Mugen Lord, have you played it? Have you played it? Guys, I got you. Like, it's gonna take a while. And because I want to do a video essay, and that's another reason why I want to do it too. And, oh man, I'm gonna need a separate external hard drive, because I want to have nothing but gameplay footage from all those fucking Trails games. So I'm gonna need a hard drive specifically to hold all the Trails stuff or whatever. But I want to do one big gigantic Trails series video with all the games that I played. So that's gonna take some time, guys. But that's something I want to do. Like after the success of my the Final Fantasy VII Remake Trilogy video, one of my longest videos in my YouTube career, which was over an hour long, is that after that video was a success, I did not expect you motherfuckers to show up like that in droves. I was expecting that to be the lowest viewed video because of how long it was, and I think what helped it most is because I put chapters in it so you guys can check it. But that thing is almost sitting at 8,000 views, or it might be at 8,000 views already. But I was not expecting the video to be over an hour long to even be in the thousands of views or whatever like that. So I really appreciate you guys really showed the fuck up for that. So now you guys got me fucking confident about this shit. So I think my next video that's going to probably be an hour long will be the Trail series. The Trail series will be when I finally complete it or get enough of the Trail series done. That would probably be my next biggest video. It will be way off from now, but I think that will be my next biggest video to do the Trail series. But you said, but yeah, man. I've been getting into a whole lot of things, man. Like, you know, now that I'm an indie comic writer and stuff myself, I've been investing my time into indie comics myself. And I've been backing a few projects. I bought a few issues. One of my favorite comics I've gotten into is the Common America. I say Common Writer, Common America from Iconic Comics. I got the special edition, version for Volume 1. I really enjoy reading this. I'm gonna pick up the other volumes as well. Like, this is a whole new experience, a whole new hobby for me, and I'm really liking it. Like now I gotta get me a shelf and stuff to hold these fucking comics. Like I've been like, I have a whole lot I want to buy and invest. Also, this is another good one that I suggest that you read. The Girl with the Mega Fist. Yo, I enjoyed the fuck out of this. I didn't think I was going to enjoy it as much as I did. The Girl with the Mega Fist. This shit like took me by surprise, and like I started reading it. I said, yes, man, it's pretty interesting. I'm really digging it and stuff like that. The story got me engaged. I love the concept of and the world building that Tyler had for this book, but then it ends on a fucking cliffhanger. Cause this is volume 1. That shit left on a cliffhanger. I said, oh my god. So I have to get the second volume. I've been so caught up. I've been buying so many other books and stuff. Now I have to get volume 2 next, and I gotta get volume 2 of the Common America book as well. So definitely, I suggest that you pick up if you're trying to get into this indie comic stuff. You won't be disappointed with The Girl with the Mega Fist. It's definitely actually really, really good. I mean, need I say more about the Common America? I seen the hype surrounding it and everything like that. And I was like, okay, let me give it a try, and I enjoyed it. I enjoyed every bit of it. And then this one right here. This one right here, The Strings. This was a book that I have gotten from I was at J1 Con convention, and there was a brother this is a black man made this book. I was at J1 Con is a black owned anime convention, and I mean, just because it's black owned, it doesn't mean it's black only. No, everybody, it's all kinds of people that was there, but it's owned by black, and it's a way for black creators, because black creators we're scattered all over the place. So it became a place where black creators can just all come together to network and meet each other and stuff. But no, there's all kinds of other people that are there, white, Asian, and stuff like that. But it's black owned, and you'll be able to find more black creators that's there that you never knew exist and stuff like that. And what really got me when I got there was the fact is that my comic's not even out yet, and I just wanted to just advertise some of the things that I had, like some of the posters that I had advertising it. I wasn't planning on selling anything, but my brothers and them said, no, we're gonna make some shirts of some of your stuff and some mugs and stuff, and I almost shed a tear, man, because I didn't expect to get that much support. It was a lot. I had got a lot of black support and just support in general. Everybody was buying my shit. I wasn't expecting people to buy my stuff. People was buying my shirts and mugs of characters they didn't even know anything about. And people's like, wait a minute. It's like, people's like, yo, what anime is this from? Because like I said, it's an anime convention. And say, is it on Netflix? Like these character designs is fucking awesome. So they look, they sitting in front of me looking on the phone trying to Google, trying to find it and shit. Say, yo, like this shit looks dope. What is this? And then I was explaining to it, and they said, no, I gotta buy a shirt. And I gotta buy a shirt. And what I liked about it most, like you know me, as I said before, man, when it comes to the black community, man, a lot of us don't support each other. And this was the first time that I actually went to a place where I found other people who look like me who actually support each other instead of tearing each other down and stuff like that. And it was the first time because like I said, me being a business person, like when I'm doing business with my own, every time I run into people who look like me, they always expect handouts. They always expect me to do shit for them for free or do shit for them for a discount. But yet they can go into a white establishment or go to an Asian establishment and spend hundreds and thousands of dollars on their items. But when they come to another black man or come to a person that looks like them, they want to give me cheap asses and shit. They don't want to show. They don't want to put all their money out. But they will spend money on everything else that's not black. You know what I'm saying? So when I got to this convention, it was a black owned convention. I was able to meet other comic book artists and writers and stuff like that who were black. And man, these brothers and sisters are like doing it and shit like that. And when I say that these kind of brothers and sisters were very supportive, I mean they was dropping money down. They came over, and then the owner, who's black, he bought a shirt from me and wore the shirt and walked around the convention with it. And then people came over, started buying it and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And I wanted to cry. He walked around with my shirt. The owner of the convention walked around with my shirt. He said, "No, man." He said, "How much is the shirt?" I said, "All right." He said, "Matter of fact, I want to buy that mug too." He bought the mug. He bought the shirt. He took the shirt off. He took his Naruto shirt off and threw my shirt on. And walked around the convention with it. Walked around. And when I say this guy is big, he's popular. He know a lot of voice actors. He know a lot of the Power Ranger actors. He knew all the voice actors to Pokemon and stuff. And then I forgot, a lot of you guys are new to my channel. I had posted some videos because when we got there, me and my brothers had a table. I had my own like section. My brothers had there because my brothers, they have a t-shirt company called Strike and Kill Tees. You need to go check them out. Let me see. We make custom shirts. My brothers make custom shirts. That means if you have a design, it doesn't matter. They make custom shirts, mugs, merchandise. They make merchandise for you. If you're a content creator or a business person, we make it all. And we made a lot of money or whatever like that. But so if it doesn't matter what kind of design it is or whatever, they do it. So my brothers we got a table there, right? So we get the table and everything. And 1 second, I want to get the so we let me go to the Twitter page. 1 second. Here we go. I'm gonna pull this up. All right, so before I explain the whole story and stuff like that. All right, so here we go, guys. I'll pull it up. I'll put the link to the website. This is my brother's my brother Keel Lantern DX Strike website. This is their company. These are the models that we took pictures of and content creators that we had worked with that bought the products that they made for them and everything to Twitch streamers and stuff like that. Of course, you also see you see me on there as well. Like I said, you can make custom orders and everything. This at the convention right here. The convention I'm talking about, the black owned convention, J1Con. This was an awesome convention. a ton of support and everything like that. And this was our table that we had, and we was just, yo, dude, we were just racking up. Everything you see worn here is us. They made. Everything you see worn on us and at that table, we made. And these other tables and stuff, like I said, it's black owned, but it doesn't mean it's black only. And like if you're white, Asian, Hispanic, it doesn't matter. People of all walks of life are allowed to set up business here. So, and there's the Pokemon voice act. Now, I want to talk about this for a second. All right, so here's some of the voice actors to some of the characters from Yu-Gi-Oh and stuff like that. Let me tell you how God works. Now, what happened was, there's a strategy when you go into a convention, you're trying to sell a product. There's a strategy to this. Now, the thing is, you want to be able to set up your table to where it's easy for people to get to. So what would be the logical thing to do? The logical thing to do would be to set up a table near the entrance, meaning that people would come, soon they come in, they see your shit, right? That's the strategy. So people come straight to your table first. So what happened was, when we got to the convention, we signed in and everything, and they gave us the table number 1. Now, this is the blessing for us. My brothers had bought our own fold-up table. So instead of, everybody gets 2 tables apiece, but we bought our own table because we thought we had to provide our own table. But kind of found out they provided tables for us. So now we got 3 tables. Everybody else got 2 tables that was set up for them. We had an extra table. So we had 3 tables. So that means able to set up and put down more product, including my stuff. Now, I got my laptop playing, showing some of my comic stuff. Like, not my comic book, but the characters and stuff, and the posters, and everything like that. Now, they gave us table number 1, right? So, what happened was, we set up, we put everything there and everything, and it was a 2-day event. It was 3 days. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Friday was for the merchants, like us. Friday is for us to set up, and we can even buy stuff from other merchants and stuff like that. So it's for us to hang out with the other merchants and everything like that. Saturday is when the convention starts. From Saturday to Sunday, the convention starts. This was at the Atlantic City Convention Center. So what happened was, we had the first table. Now, when the day 2, which is the day that the convention actually opens up for the cosplayers and everybody and the customers and stuff, we're talking, because we end up talking with this other merchant table with this Asian chick and her friend from these college girls. We end up becoming cool with them. We end up hanging out with them and stuff like that. And they were new to this. So my brother and us, we was giving them the ropes of, don't be nervous, like you be able to sell your stuff and all that type of stuff. We became cool with them. So we made friends over there. So what happened was, all of a sudden, we see this nerdy white dude come in with his girlfriend, with his fat ass girlfriend with pink hair and shit. He comes in, and I noticed for some strange reason, he kept walking by our table, and he kept, he's giving us the grizzlies. So now I'm looking at this motherfucker like, why is this motherfucker looking at us like that? So I'm looking at him. He noticed that I noticed him, grilling us. So I'm looking at him, he turns his head away. He walks away, his face turned all red and shit like that. This dude's a pussy. So he walks off and shit like that. He don't say nothing. He looks at us and don't say nothing and walks off. So now we setting up, we looking around and stuff, we got our stuff, and we already making sales. We making sales and everything. So next thing you know, the owner comes in. Jason, he comes in.
Oh, well, I'm about to give you an update while I'm here.
Oh, what happened?
So basically, J1 kind of got pushed back to next year.
Okay.
They rebranded the joint and whatnot.
Okay. What are you gonna have it at?
I think the same place.
Same place.
Yeah.
Okay.
What is it? Because I seen almost a bunch of people from J1 went to that tournament joint.
Okay. Remember, I'm gonna need you to be able to talk with J1 so that we get on that podcast.
Okay, yeah. So, man, he was just on my stories.
Yeah.
On my stuff. I gotta check him out.
I wanted.
He's at GeekCon right now.
Yeah, but we'll do that around when we launch. Because then I'll have a comic and I'll be able to, or whatever like that. I'll be able to talk more about it and stuff. So yeah, so we'll do that. So yeah, I'm telling them what happened.
You took him to my
Yeah. No, I'm telling them about the website and stuff.
Oh, she's beautiful.
Yeah. So so what happened was the white ball goes. He gets security. He gets the security and shit like that. Security comes over, and then the owner comes over. And they come over and he said, look, man, it says y'all did nothing wrong. He said, there was the white woman come over, the security chick comes over and said, hey guys, what was your seat number again? So Kia was like, we table number 1. He said, well, actually, you're actually table number 23 or some bullshit like that, whatever like that. So my brother, we were like, well, we like I don't know what to tell you. We not moving nowhere because that woman, when we went in there, that white woman told us that we had table number 1. She and thing was, she brought us over to table number 1. Yeah. We didn't walk over to table number 1. We followed behind her. She put the cloth on the table and everything, and we set up. And now she comes back to us.
Because we came Friday.
And we came, now check this out. We came Friday. The white boy, that merchant, that white boy that went back and got that white woman on us, he was a merchant. He didn't come Friday. He comes the day of the convention. During the convention. And he was already late as it was. He goes to her. She comes
4 hours late. He was 4 hours late.
Yeah, so he was So he comes, so he's upset. He's looking at us and shit like that. So he gets the white woman. The white woman comes to us. The security woman comes to us. She comes over to us and tells us that table number 1 wasn't our table. It was actually his table. They got his name on it. But this is the same woman who brought us over to the table. She brought us over to the table and set the table up for us. So she fucked up. She made a mistake on her end. So that's not our problem. That's not our fault. So, and then so the owner, J1, like I said, he's the black bull. He's the owner. So he comes over and he said, listen, he said, look, you guys are some cool guys. He said, listen, man, you're going to have to move the table and stuff. And he said, look, I understand. He said, I don't want to go through it because this white dude, he's really bitching and complaining. He's trying to be a Karen. Like, this dude is really making, and the thing is, like, he's a pussy. He didn't even come approach us about it. He's bitching around. He's really bitching. Like, he's causing the commotion and shit like that. And he said, listen, man, like, we don't want no shit, man. And, like, this white boy is going around just causing all this shit or whatever like that. And we ain't trying to get into this shit or whatever like that. So, listen, man. He said, this is what we're going to do. We're going to, like, don't take down none of your stuff. I'm going to get my bouncer and my security. They're going to pick your table up and move it in the back. Now, check this out. This is what the blessing is. He said, look, I try to tell the white boy that, listen, table number 23 is where all the voice actors at and where the Power Rangers are at. The actual actors to the Power Rangers from Time Force, they were there. He said, your table's right there, which means you're going to get a lot of traffic. The white boy didn't want to hear that. No, this was my spot. I registered for this spot and this, that, and the third, because he's thinking in his head, okay, this is near the entry, so I'm soaking in all the money. So the owner was like, listen, man, like you're sitting with the voice actors, you're sitting with all the stars. It said everybody's gonna make their way to the back to get autographs and pay for things from the stars, and your table is right there. People's gonna walk over to your table. The white boy kept arguing them down, like, no, like I paid for this, or like that, this is the spot, this, that, and the third. So he said, all right, I try to tell him. So that's when the Jason, the owner, he got his security to come and pick our table up with the products on it, so we didn't have to move anything. He said, don't worry, brothers, we got y'all. Picked it up and they moved it over there. So guess what? We end up sitting next to Nurse Joy from Pokemon. We sat down with the Yellow Ranger from Time Force. We were right next to Killer B from the Naruto English dub. We was around all the actors. Our table was around all of them. And Hiro Yui from Gundam Wing. Tanami Hiro Yui, Gundam Wing. Our table's next to his. So, oh my God, when I said we made a fucking killing, it was God worked in mysterious ways. That shit was meant to happen. It was meant to happen. And what worked even more was we had a third table because we bought our own table thinking that we had to bring our own table and shit like that. We had 3 tables, so we had more of a setup than anybody that was there, and we got to talk with the voice actors. And then DX Strike, because my brother DX Strike wanted to get into voice acting, so he went. So the voice actor to Killer B, he came over to our table and was hanging with us. And my brother got a chance to show some of his voice acting demos to him. He ended up giving my brother like all these different type of pointers and told him what places to go, to travel to get these type of positions and stuff like that. Bro, that was a fucking blessing. And then he gave us a signed autograph, like all Nurse Joy, all of them. Like it worked, and we made money. And guess what happened to the white boy? The white boy ended up leaving early. Him and his girlfriend, they ended up packing up early. They made no fucking money. So as we walking by to go to the bathroom, when you go to the bathroom, you have to walk out. So then we have to walk past his table. He's sitting there, his face is red. He mad as shit. No one's buying shit because he had these fucking Japanese. He had these Japanese lanterns and all this other dumb shit or whatever like that. No one was buying from him. He's sitting there, his face is red. His girlfriend's sitting at the booth smiling and stuff, but he's standing there and looking at people while they walking around. No one was buying from him. No one. So then the security guard that moved our stuff, he did this on purpose. He saw me coming up, and the white boy that was right there that was bitching about that table, the security guard said to me, "Yo, brother, what's going on, man? How you doing over there?" I said, "Yo, man, we not only broke even on day one. Not only that we made our money back, we in the profit. We profiting right now. Everything from here on is nothing but straight profit." I said it loud enough so the white boy can hear me and shit. And he mad as fuck. So now he's saying to himself like, "God damn, I should have just stayed. I should have just took his fucking advice and just stayed the fuck over there." Yup, Landon. Yup. Fucking idiot. Fucking idiot. What's up? What's up, Grant? Yeah, fucking idiot. But yeah, this is the website right here. This is the video with the J1Con and stuff like that. Oh man, these brothers and sisters, man, very, very talented. And man, when I say they support each other, they fucking support, man. And another thing that really sold our product too, especially with a lot of white people that was at the convention, they would come over to our table and they found out that we were like a family business, and it blew their mind. You see a bunch of black young men, brothers, and their business owners and stuff like that. And they're like, "Yo, we gotta support this." They was like, "Yo, we gotta support this." Like they would say, "Yo, that's so nice." You know, y'all, and so y'all family business. Oh my God, this is amazing and stuff like that. And then they would just come in, these white people just buying their shit up, just buying it up. All right, I'm gonna link y'all to the website right now. So you can make a custom, you can buy from the store, or you can just make a custom order, and my brothers will answer you guys. And whatever the custom order, it can be anything that you want on a shirt, and my brothers will hook y'all up. So I'm about to post a link right now. You can check out their product. I'm gonna pull this up. Here's the website. You can go check out everything that they have. They do hoodies. I told you they hats. They do it all. If you want like a My Hero Academia set, a fitted like a hat, hoodie, and some sweatpants or whatever like that, them niggas do it. But yeah, that pretty much wraps up this stream. I just wanted to do that plug my brothers in, man, because them niggas work hard. We about to get we about to get a more expensive press machine, so we can do bigger bulks and stuff like that as well. We do all our work. Everything is handcrafted. Everything is handcrafted. This is why my little brother DX Strike, all those pictures that you see, my brother, he put his degree to use. He's a digital artist. All his stuff is digital art. So a lot of designs is made by us, which means since it's made by us, you won't be able to find it on Amazon or any other place. All our stuff is unique stuff or whatever. So you won't be able to find duplicates of it or anything. The only place to be able to get the type of shirts that we have is through us, because my brother and them, they're digital artists. They make the stuff, they put the stuff together and everything like that. So it makes it much more unique and stuff. So yeah, so that pretty much wraps up the stream, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. I think my next stream is going to be on. It's probably going to be on Monday, Memorial Day. So yeah, I'm gonna need a darling rings. Definitely. Thanks, guys. So yeah, I think Monday on Memorial Day, I think I'll be doing a stream too, around the same time, 5 or 6 or whatever like that. So I'll be looking forward to seeing y'all again, so we can just catch up on some things and stuff like that. So you guys have a good night, and I'll be